Pop it in mute.
I got my phone.
Yeah.
Since the crack of noon, you're welcome to join us around the table. We're dragons in the dining room. We're dragons in the dining room.
A little bit of silence for just a sec. Welcome, boys and girls, to Dragons in the Dining Room, Patreon One Shot, Part 2. We are rejoined by 3 out of our 4 members because one of them is stuck in traffic right now. And Dr. Leach, what the heck happened? You changed your camera on me.
Hmm?
I had you centered in the overlay, and all of a sudden you dropped. That's fine. I'll
We're
fix it.
back to forehead.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get you in here just fine. There we go. Now we can actually see your face. Perfect. So, again, welcome. We are picking up on part 2 of our Patreon one-shot. For those of you who are unaware, we actually do have a Patreon if you want to join. There are 3 tiers to it. You automatically get your name added to the list of Patreons, which we show during intermission or sometime throughout the stream. If you go for tier 2, you can get your name up on the Patreon list, and you can help design an NPC that will show up in a random game. Dr. Leach has created one that showed up in Lorimir. Twisted Drake, he created one that hasn't shown up yet, but may in the very near future. If you go on to tier 3, you get all of those fun things, plus you can have your pretty face up here playing in one of our one-shots. Dr. Leach and Twisted Drake are 2 of our tier 3 Patreons. We have FaZe in here because, well, he's a really good friend, has been around for a long time. We've been talking D&D since I met him on Twitter. Absolutely fantastic person. He is the DM on Misrolled Adventures. And then Axel Singepup down there in the corner, he's probably one of our longest viewers, has been with us since damn near the beginning. Absolutely fantastic fireball flinging friend.
Black holes.
And black holes, yes, and black holes. You'll see.
I've tasted the black holes. They're nice.
Axel, you are having a die rolled for you. You'll notice that in the lower corner there, we have Thacklebane. That is Twisted Drake. He is stuck in traffic at the moment. He will be joining us in probably about a half an hour here. Axel, you have a 3 on your first roll.
Oh, that works.
Yep, it's starting off. Also, if you guys would like, either you guys can keep track of it or I can. We have a Nat 20, Nat 1, and Magic Burst on the table.
No Nat 1, Nat 20, Magic Burst.
Yeah, all of the things are here.
Loxy throwing everything.
Well, she doesn't.
Yes.
She doesn't
Bring
get.
it.
She doesn't get to use them very often, so I'm not surprised. I mean, I don't get to throw any of these out because I'm either playing or DMing for every single stream. So I have so many points that the first time I can do something, I'm going to change it so I can just throw them out all willy-nilly. So, do you guys recall where we left off and what was happening?
I believe that we just entered a room full of
I killed
mechanized
most of the things. Leech did nothing.
Sure. And I
Yeah.
think we have Alchemist Fire on the vault.
Yeah, there was a
Or
vault
acid.
and a big wheel. Thacklebane started turning the wheel, and that triggered like all of these golems to attack. So of course we threw acid in the room, we threw a black hole in the room, and I just went in with a sword and just started hacking them to pieces. And yeah, they So they are in pieces. I was hanging upside down from the ceiling. I'm now collapsed onto the floor, letting the blood get back to the rest of my body.
You are all forgetting the most important part. There is one cat that survived.
Yes,
Right.
Yes, Thaco Bane, despite best attempts, did not murder every cat we've come across. So there's one cat that did manage to escape, thankfully. Yeah, the whole thing started with us naked in a dungeon, and we eventually got our gear back. Found a bunch of cats. Found weird mechanisms. I put myself into a torture device. It all went great.
Yeah, your half your legs went numb. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't
So
have depth perception anymore.
Yes, so somebody's capturing wizards, and we're getting to the bottom of it. Yes.
Or becoming part of it if you jump on the table again, maybe.
Hey,
Yes, I do.
I mean we were knocked out. They might have already done it to us once.
This is true. This is true. I do really appreciate the fact that you were willing to experiment on that because so many people are like, "No, don't touch that thing," and you're like, "Nah, F it. I want to try."
That's what D&D is for. D&D is to mess with the things. So what if Dr. Leech dies? So we'll roll him up again.
He is
Can't
eternal.
animate dead yourself.
Actually,
someone else
you
can.
can. You can. There's a spell out there called contingency that says when X happens, Y happens. So he could cast contingency that says when I die, I get brought back as an animated undead. It's actually kind of cool.
I may or may not have done that before.
So, thank you for the absolutely fantastic reintroduction to what's going on here. However, I do want to do actual introductions one more time for those who have not joined us from the previous one. Dr. Casper T. Leach, give us a real brief introduction to your character and what he's about.
Yeah, hi, I'm John, Dr. Leech, and I'm playing Dr. Leech, one of my favorite characters. He's a death cleric wizard of Jurgle, and yeah, he's just here to crush monsters into tiny pieces and maybe get vengeance. He's got a lot of chips on his shoulders, but yeah, he's an agent of chaos. I love it.
There we go. FaZe, give us a brief description of who and what you are.
My name is Tyler, and I am playing FaZe, a Warforged Chronourgy wizard who was made by Cronus, the god of time, or at least believes that he was, and is following a task to stop any abnormalities amongst the planes. So, feeling one possibly maybe came here because of it, or he just happened to be here for circumstance. But yeah, he's all about time.
And Axel, give us a brief description.
I'm Axel. I'm playing Axel because I'm very original. I can come up with creative names. I'm a Graviturgy wizard from the city of Zadash and a recent middle child graduate of the Academy.
There we go. Now,
Oh,
just
look at all these fancy people who went to college and got degrees. Oh, you
Don't
have a
get in
medical
tables
license.
and lose half our leg.
yes. So, as we have learned in D&D, medical licenses and malpractice do not exist. Just a quick reminder, because of what you had said, FaZe, you guys did show up here on this new plane because it was the first time that they held a magic convention here, and you guys were just there to check it out when all things went wonky. So, we are going to pick up where we left off. Thaco Bane found himself almost dead until brought back from the brink. He is lying on the ground recuperating. In front of you, or in this room, you see a number of some sort of automatons that are destroyed because of you. After trying to mess with this vault that's sitting on the side on one of the walls. There was a bit of alchemy fire that was covering part of the wall because one of the automatons spit it out all over you folks. And you guys put out some of the alchemist fire, left a little bit going on the vault. You tried to dimension door into it, but being as you are unfamiliar with it and couldn't see through the door, it did not work this time and caused you to be shunted back out into the room. causing a little bit of damage because, being phased into a solid object, physics doesn't like that. Um, so here you are, standing in this room, looking at Alchemist's fire burning on this large metallic vault door. And you have all mentioned that you are curious to see what is beyond this portal. Some of you are a little bit worse for wear, some of you aren't. Dr. Leach, yes, your boots are no longer carrying you upside down. You are on the ground going, oh, my head doesn't pound like my heart now.
Ugh.
What would
I'm just going to sit in my chair in this chair. I push the golem out of the chair and I'll leave you guys to figure out this I guess puzzle.
So that leaves us with Axel and FaZe. The two of you are standing there. What would you like to do?
I'll
Well,
just,
go ahead.
I'll just bring out my decanter of endless water and like shake it around. Just be like, "Can I do it now, or do you want to wait more?"
Does it seem to be doing anything to the door?
It does. However, it's like watching a very rudimentary laser trying to do etching on stainless steel. So
Might
yeah,
as
it's
well
doing
clean it.
something but
Well.
super, 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 super slow.
We may as well clean it, but we've done everything in this room so far. We may want to find what's on the other side.
Yes, wasn't Thaco Uwu, once he's recovered from all that medicine, I think he attempted to spin that device there. It might have been opening the door.
He only got the chance to put his hands on it and just barely started to do it before the robot or the automatons started moving at you. Oh, that's right. He's got
And
hives
something like
because
chink.
of your tincture.
Yes,
He's got
he
hives.
decided to overdose on some medicine, so he's a bit knocked out at the moment.
I
So
thought he
yeah,
rotated and there's like rivets or something that he was catching onto as he turned it.
no, he hadn't gotten very far with it.
Okay.
It just barely started to move before everything went psycho for you guys.
Yes, it just looks super duper heavy. So I'm going to guess it's going to take all of us. None of us look like the strong types, unless you have a spell which can do so. Most of my spells involve hitting things really hard.
Most of my magic derives on other creatures, not objects.
I mean, I can blow it up or do that thing I did on you earlier.
All right. So are you going to put the fire out, Axel?
Yeah, I'll hold the decanter towards the door and just say fountain and
Okay.
produce 5 gallons of water at it.
After a short amount of time, the fire does eventually fade. It is kind of fun to watch though, because as the water initially hits it, if anybody's messed with a grease fire, it just kind of goes and smears down for a little while and then slowly flickers out and dies. And now you
So,
have a wet door.
is the vault door the only door in this room?
Outside of the one you entered, yes.
Okay. Well, this seems to be the one they're guarding.
Hello, Fathoms.
Well-
By the way, for everybody who wants to know, Fathoms happens to be one of the Legend Craft folks. If you ever see him in here, say hello. They're fantastic people.
Well, I will take my hand at attempting to move this wheel. I guess. Let's get the blood flowing back into these legs.
I could fix the door, but that's not going to help us.
Let's either open it or make it worse.
All right. So how are you going? How are you going about this?
I'm going to attempt to spin the wheel, even though I know this takes golems to move it. So let's see if there's any chance of us really getting it open this week.
Roll me a strength.
I'm probably the strongest one here.
Roll me a strength.
Roll a strength. Oh, athletics. Here we go.
Yep.
Hey, that'll do it. That was much better than I expected. That's going to be a dirty 20.
As you walk up to this, you brace yourself. You get your feet underneath you. You do that whole twist so that you can get your entire body into it, and you go, whoop, and almost fall over. as the gears on this thing are immaculate, and there is just that split second of resistance of an inert object before it starts motion. But as soon as it starts to spin, it goes zoom, and you almost knock yourself over because you put way too much behind it. And the wheel spins.
Yeah.
He just wants to get back upside down again.
That's right.
I get no respect in this dungeon.
The wheel starts to spin, and as it does, you watch as there are 4 beams that stick out on the sides of the door that slowly start to move in. And you realize that while this thing does move easily, you're going to have to spend it a lot as the gear ratio seems odd, and it's just very slowly causing these armatures to come in. But you start spinning the wheel, and after about a minute of doing this, everything's out of the way, and there is this small thunk sound of something settling as the 4 armatures set into place.
Well, that might have done it. Does anyone need to rest before we continue, or should we just soldier on? Yes.
Based off of the direction that we were, I don't think that this vault's going to lead anywhere else. It's probably going to just lead to a separate route.
All right.
We might have to rest anyways because of Thacobane and his overdose.
We'll deal with that later. Into the vault.
As you
I guess I'll go first. I will risk. I will soldier in and risk any traps.
So you grab this wheel and you tug on it, and this actually has more oomph that you need to put behind it. As you start to pull on it, there is a resistance, but with that 20 strength, you go and you put your weight behind it, and slowly but surely the door starts to move, and it's opening outward toward you. And as it gets a little bit further open, you hear, especially for you, Dr. Leach, you would recognize this sound. You hear the sound of air rushing in to a vacuum seal. And as you finish opening it up, you hear that airlock sound, that hiss of air. And inside this room, you see shelves lining the walls. And there's 9, 10 shelves, and they go around the outside of the room, going like this, all the way up from about knee height to almost 8 feet, spaced very close together, and there's small pockets gapped about every 6 inches. And in most of these pockets, you see what look like crystals. But they're unlike any crystal you have ever seen before. They are all identical, perfectly symmetrical, roughly 2 inches in diameter and 6 inches tall. They glow a strange white blue light, similar to that energy that was arcing on the table when you were underneath it and your legs went numb.
Is there one labeled Dr. Leach?
Yeah,
No.
that would be. I'm like, makes me wonder if this is where it all went.
There is no labeling on it. They are just placed in there, and even from where you're standing, Dr. Leach, looking into this, for lack of better words, they're all placed in these pockets with egg crate styrofoam holding them up. Somebody is taking very, very good care of these gems. or crystals or whatever they are.
That strange fantasy substance, styrofoam.
Yes, yes.
I might be more interested in that than the crystal. Yes.
Magic is plentiful styrofoam, though.
Right? Soundproofing.
With this, I can bring in the modern age.
While they're walking around and checking everything out, I'm just gonna spend the 10 minutes to ritually cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
While he does that, I'm going to pick one up and kind of give it a look over.
As you pick one up, there is a small, almost imperceptible vibration from this thing. Roll me a perception.
Oh. Yeah, I'm okay at this. Let's see. Oh, actually, I'm pretty good at this. That is a 13 plus 8. All right, 21.
21. You actually, as it's vibrating, there is also an almost imperceptible hum emanating from it as well.
Like an audible, like a machine hum, or like a sound an animal or person would make.
It's think of it like somebody had hit a string on a guitar.
Well, this is definitely magic. I'm very curious what your spell brings. I'm very tempted to just break this thing and see what comes out.
If that's the case, don't do it in the room where there's several of them.
I don't know.
If one breaks and explodes, you would create nothing more than just a contained room to die in.
Yeah, but what a way to go. All right. We'll wait for Axel's spell before I break one of these things. that'll be the next step.
I'll take one in my hand. Like how big is it in my palm?
As I said, they're about 2 inches in diameter and 6 inches tall.
Okay, so not big.
I'm thinking these either contain the magic from the siphon earlier, or perhaps they contain the soul. In which case, hey, if we break it, maybe it gets free. Who knows?
I'm just rubbing my temple as I'm casting Detect Magic.
I'm not surprised. All right.
Or is this raw magical energy? In which case, should we eat them?
I could throw it 45 feet and it hit a wall, and we can see what happens then. But let's wait.
You broke Loxy.
Hey, I got an idea. I want to go over to these constructs from earlier. What's powering them? Do they have an orb in their center? I'm curious.
Okay. So as you walk out of the room and start going toward the automatons, about that time Axel's spell wraps up, and Axel, you are almost blinded by the glow coming from that vault. There is an overpowering image of transmutation magic coming from that room. Like, you are staring, I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched anybody weld, but you're looking right at the welding arc with how bright this is.
And the transmutation ore is also coming from the gems?
Yeah, that entire room is just transmutation. Those gems all have transmutation emanating from them.
Well, it seems we have a novice, just a transmuter here.
Not necromancy, so disappointing.
No, not necromancy. It's all transmutation. Dr. Leach, roll me... No, you guys did some massive damage to it. Do we have a friend? We have a friend.
Just like that,
just like that,
messed up.
Oh no! The DM's Bane has returned!
Yes, the DM's Bane is here. Now I have to readjust everything. All right, boys and girls, this is what happens when you get new
Have fun
people
with that.
join in.
Don't worry, we didn't kill any cats in your absence, so you're good.
Right.
Okay, good. I get to kill all the cats.
Yes,
Or
there's
potentially.
still one left.
All right. One moment, boys and girls, as I make sure everybody's back where they belong.
I am okay with killing all of the cats.
Well, Fox is killing
Those
us,
poor
so
cats.
I knew this was going to happen. I should have given everybody a warning.
Oh, a fireball? Is it in there?
Oh, there is a fireball happening.
Let's see a fireball in this vault full of magic combustibles. Let's do it.
This is
Oh,
going
God.
to be
Let's
epic.
blast a hole in this place. We're gonna tunnel out.
and she gave me a 3 crap.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh,
boys
dude.
and girls. This could be the
This is
end of the
gonna be
game.
great.
Well,
Oh,
GG
it could
guys.
be. All right, and we know what they do.
GG.
I don't know. You guys took a lot of damage. Well, I suppose. Never mind. A fireball can only drop you down to 1 HPs.
But
I
the
should-
explosion of the crystals don't have to.
I took no damage in that last battle. I'm fresh as a daisy.
Oh, fair
I
enough.
took,
No, you took some
15.
damage.
I took 15.
Did I take damage from your spell, Axel?
I took a
You
lot.
took some from Dimension Door and my spell.
I thought the Dimension Door only damaged you and
Nope,
the.
both people who were grabbed got hit by the dimension door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How much damage was that, if you remember?
12.
12. Okay.
This is the only damage I took.
Oh, and you're right. Never mind. When I healed, you're right. When I healed Thaco Bane, I also took a potion myself. That would be what's happened. Okay. Sorry.
All right. I'm
I
slowly
fled
getting
the
there.
room.
I have done the most damage to Dr. Leash so far.
Thank you
Oh,
for
yeah.
your patience, boys and girls.
That's pretty bad when you yourself are the one that's done the most damage to the party.
That is true.
I mean, it's just my reputation now, isn't it?
All right. There we go. I think I got everybody where they belong. There we go. All your pretty faces are where they belong. So, welcome back. We now have our resident DM Bane here.
Ooh woo, ooh woo.
Ooh woo. All right. So, just to give you a heads up here, what the heck? Stop it.
My Discord seems to be having trouble.
Okay. So, Thacobane, because you weren't here for the past half hour, the party has put out the alchemist's fire and opened up the vault door. Inside this vault door, they found, and you can see, a bunch of crystals, 2 inches in diameter, 6 inches tall, glowing a light blue-white color. Axel cast a spell, said that this entire room is made by an amateur who is just using transmutation magic. Dr. Leach went, "Ooh, I have an idea," and is now tearing open one of the golems to see what's going on there. You are on the ground recovering from all of the damage that was taken and the fact that you now have hives because you drank too much of Dr. Leach's potion.
I'm okay with this.
And Dr. Leach, as you start
This is
tearing
fine.
into the chest, you see inside this chest a crystal about 2 inches in diameter and 6 inches tall that is not glowing.
And the ones in the vault are 6 inches.
Yeah,
They're the same.
They're the same.
Oh, they're the same.
The
Okay.
difference is the one inside the golem is empty. And Loxia of Loramir, as much as I wanted to see a fireball go off, I really did want to see it go off, but with DM advantage, I got 2 ones.
Ooh. I hope you roll like that when we get into the next fight.
Well, it's a D20 that has like 19 ones on it, doesn't it?
It does. And now we are Shatnering for the next minute. Does everybody remember what the Shatner is?
My God, There's something inside of this robot. The crystal, it is entirely empty. Ha! Ha! Ha!
There's some kind of thing powering them that's no more.
Damn it, man, I'm a doctor, not a robot!
Oh no, my body is covered in hide.
You have an 11 on your next roll, Thacobane.
Got it.
And as you do this, there is, all of a sudden, out of the ether, a strange, almost translucent image that appears in the center of the vault. It looks like one of the hosts of the convention. He looks at all of you. I cannot believe you have done this. You have destroyed my automatons. We have been working so hard on this project. I suppose now we will have to kill you. And then
I
take your
just
magic.
flip him off.
Very nice.
Well played, sir. Well played. All right. Our minute is now up. So yes, this image appears kind of translucent. I suppose we'll have to kill you now, and then siphon the magic from your body. Hopefully it doesn't cause any problems, as we have not figured out how to take life from death. Anyway.
Like in this, I just say as I'm floating above him and on my broom and flipping him off.
You know, you could have just asked. This whole abducting thing is a bit much.
Most people tend to disagree. This will kill you one way or the other. And then it fades.
Promises, promises.
Before it fades, I'm going to take one of the crystals and just crush it.
Yeah!
Roll a strength.
I'm like
Yeah,
looking at
that's
That'll
Axel.
be a 9.
So much like that test where you grab an egg and try to crush it with one hand, not much happens.
Well,
Dr. Leach, you have an 11 on your next roll.
Okay.
But you do as well feel that very slight vibration in your hand. Axel, when you pick this up.
Well, sounds like they're coming for us. I pop open my bag of holding, and I'm just gonna start go row by row all the crystals.
I'll take 2 of them.
All right. So
Sure.
I'll fly up and
We can
just take-
distribute when we get out of here. I'm just making sure we get them.
I'll fly up and take the ones from the top level and put them in my bag of holding.
Good idea.
all right. So we are going to say, Axel, you wind up with 8 of them. FaZe, you said you're grabbing 2. Dr.
Yep, just 2.
Leach, you are going to wind up with 20 of them.
20. Very nice.
How many are in this room?
After this count, there are 30.
I
rolled random.
Some crystal.
So we'll say of the 20, how many do you want so Dr. Leach can put a proper number in his bag?
5.
Okay, so you have 15, Dr. Leach.
Okay.
I'm just putting 2 into my staff of adornment with my rotating clockwork, just so that way they float around with it.
Oh, that's
So
gotta
there's-
look fun.
And does that include the 8 I have?
It's 30 in total. You have 8, FaZe has 2, Dr. Leach has 15, and Thacobane has 5.
High 5.
Just
Not anymore.
explodes.
Not anymore. All right. And as you guys
All right.
step out of the room after having absconded with all of these, there is a klaxon that starts to resound throughout the entire facility. Or
This
for
is where
those of you who don't understand, an alarm is now rung.
This is where the
Uh-oh.
fun begins. So you want to hold up, or should we go right at them?
I say charge.
Which way would we go? There's 3 other directions.
Well, we've gone left every time. Let's follow your lead and go left again.
So we go to the other left.
Yeah, we just keep going left. It's bound to work one of these times, right?
All right, so you
To
guys
the
head.
left, to the left. Everybody to the left, to the left.
As you guys
I-
walk. Go
I
ahead.
have a sudden urge to dance. I don't know why.
So I know how this game is going to end. It's going to be a dance-off.
Dance off for the. Oh my god! It's the Crypt of the Necro Dancer. We knew it.
So you guys walk out of the doorway that you had entered, head back to the intersection where there were the other 4 passageways you could take. You head down the hallway and take the next left. As you get to that hallway, you look down, and identical to what you just left is a steel door about 15 feet down that is closed.
How many vaults are in this?
Are they all vaults?
Not the vault door, the steel door that you had to knock on and talk to the automaton with through the little slat.
If this leads to another vault, I suggest that we just ignore this one. I'll just go up to the door and try to open it without
Okay.
looking into it.
Again, it is locked.
Okay.
As you start messing with the handle, you hear the heavy thuds of something approaching. The slat opens up, and very familiar robotic eyes look at you. What is your business?
Oh no, not again.
To return these, and I'm going to show the little crystal floating in my staff.
And as you say that, all of a sudden the creature backs up, and you watch as something about its demeanor changes. The door opens up, and immediately the pole arm that it has is leveled towards you, and then arcs 90 degrees pointing to its left. The vault is there.
Is this the same room as what we were just previously in, essentially?
It is a mirror of the room. Instead of the vault being on the left, the vault is now on the right. And it's identical. You see, I mean, almost identical. On the table this time, you see one of the thin automatons being built.
Yes, it's very important we perform this inspection.
It is important. Would you open the door, please?
As you ask that, one of the large automatons lumbers over and starts opening the vault door. And as he opens up the vault door and steps aside, you see in this room there is again a plethora of these gems. You're guessing not quite as many as the vault that you had found, but quite a number again.
Can we pull a Grinch who stole Christmas on this and be like, oh, I'm sorry. Look at this one left. It's looking a little dim. I think we're going to have to take all of these for inspection. We'll go charge them. We'll bring them right back. I think it's very important. We'll hand this for the boss.
There seems to be no movement from the creatures. The one guard still has the pole arm pointing towards the vault. The other one is still standing there at the edge of the door.
There's an intruder, and we were instructed to position these in one location. And I'm gonna reach up to try to take one slowly, and I'm gonna stop if they do anything obscure.
They do not move.
I start to take some in my hand. I look over to Dr. Leach. You have the device.
Oh yes, of course, sir.
And I'll start putting them into the bag.
And you do. You wind up with
Just
21 more crystals.
great. We're making. I was not expecting this.
All right.
I will leave.
Good. All right. Pleasure working with you, gentlemen. Keep up the good work.
And I'll close the door behind me as I leave.
Oh, fantastic. Can you guys give
We'll,
me one
we'll be right back.
Guys,
Oop.
give me one quick second. I got to check on something. I think the storm we had last night knocked down one of our trees. I will be
Ooh.
right back.
Well, that that heist went well.
You ever had a heist where you just walk in and just say, "I'm here for the thing," and then they just hand it?
Clutch move.
I mean,
See,
I'm a-okay with this.
My Discord is
Oh,
acting
dear.
up and it's killing me. Everything just keeps freezing and everyone stops talking.
Are you sure we're not intentionally just being quiet to mess with you?
I mean, unless you're perfectly still, that'd be amazing.
I'm just terrified. I'm gonna talk over everybody. So let me know. But otherwise, just having fun with it.
Okay, so fortunately it's not horrible. One of the major shoots off of the birch tree we have in our front yard broke off about, I want to say 12 feet of tree just fell in our front yard.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
It didn't hit anything, so we're okay.
Well, it's only 12
Very
feet
nice.
of tree. I mean, that's fine. At
Right.
least it's not 13.
Okay, so you guys have just somehow managed to convince a bunch of automatons that you are there to requisition a bunch of stones to recharge them. And have wandered off out of the room. You now have, if my count is correct, 51 of these stones.
36 are in a bag.
Right.
Yep.
I'm okay with this.
All right.
And you guys now walk out of the room?
Yep.
Is there another left?
No, but there are three rights. Unless of course you turn around, then they're all on your left again.
We'll take the left.
We'll do that then.
All right.
Wait. If there's three rights, there must be a leftmost right.
There's always a left.
There's
There's always another left. Yes.
All right. So yes, as you walk into this hallway, there are three hallways on the opposite side of where you are. One to your left, one just a little ways down to your right, and one much further down to your right.
Before we continue, should we rest up? Because we are expecting a battle, but we don't know when.
It would be best to just continue to try to find a way out, as we have only found single passages.
I am okay with a short rest.
I'm sure you are.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Acid following them.
I can bring up the hut if we want to take a rest.
All right, Zoda Beard, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope the rest of your day goes well.
Yeah. Let's take a short rest. Let's use the dome to block this hallway, and then I mean they can't come from behind us. So
That is true, yeah, if we do just sit. Should we do it in a hallway that we haven't gone down yet?
we're just right in front of this vault. I don't know. These robots seem pretty chill. Just hang out here.
Until they find out we're not one with them. Then
What you're talking about? We're totally legit.
Well, there is
All right.
there is something that might have worked in your favor this time, Phase. I'll let you ponder that.
Well, now I'm just concerned.
So are you guys throwing up a tiny hut and taking a short rest in the hallway, or what?
Are you ritual
Um,
casting it, or are we
Yes.
waiting for 11 minutes? Okay.
Okay, so as you guys are doing this, I would like, well, everybody except for Axel, to roll me a perception.
Yeah, I'll be standing forward most in the hallway, just kind of on sentry as well.
Yep, go ahead and roll me a
I'll
So
stand
perception.
behind you.
My next roll's in 11, correct?
Correct. Your
Oh, I
Okay.
don't have
So
that.
I roll a 19.
19. Bane, your next roll was an 11 unless you used it.
I haven't rolled yet, so mine will be a 12 then.
Okay. And
Mine's also a 19.
19, 19, and 12. Bane, you are a little distracted by the fact that somehow, a Warforged got hives. This is unique. Um,
Very
Dr.
valid.
Dr. Leach, FaZe, the two of you, you hear a sound that is strange and unique. It sounds like bugs, but there is a tin, almost metallic like sound in the thrumming and humming. You're not quite sure what that means.
Metallic bugs.
And then
Teeny
shortly
tiny constructs.
as it starts to get louder and louder, all of a sudden, pew, this field of energy pops up around all of you. And you are surrounded by Axel's tiny hut.
I really am not looking forward to having bugs just crawling upwards on the on the sphere.
Speak for yourself. I like this guy's style.
All right, so you guys are
I'm only disappointed they're not real bugs.
you guys are taking a short rest. Roll your hit dice. Get back anything that comes back on a short rest.
Yeah,
Most of you should know the drill. If you don't, some of us can help.
I am going to use my arcane recovery, but I only get back one spell slot for it.
Okay. As you guys are doing this as well, about a half an hour into it, that humming and thrumming sound becomes almost deafening. And like some prophetic moment in a really big book, a cloud of insects bursts forth from one of the hallways. And it is indeed what you were thinking. It is a swarm of clockwork beetles. It is so large it is almost innumerable to count. It's a shadow. Think 300 Leonidas as he starts laughing. We're gonna fight in the shade.
Oof.
Yeah.
So it's just coming down the passage like that.
Yep. And it is in and of itself a wall of these creatures.
Uh-oh.
And it slams into the wall as you see these things. I mean, some of them, when they slam into the wall, they just shatter into pieces. But as they continue to collapse onto this wall, you can see hundreds of these small metallic insects. And something strange about them as you're watching them is they all have these green glowing orbs, which look, by your imagination, like eyeballs. But every so often you'll watch as the orbs on one of them will go, pew, and it'll flash for a moment. That's not a bad idea, Zodabeard. I really hope that the new Dune movie does justice to the original. But yeah, you watch as the eyeballs kind of pulse in this with this energy. Axel, as this is happening and you're watching, you can feel that it's doing something to your Liamon's tiny hut. I mean, you have this connection to your own magic that you cast, and you can feel that it's doing something to it, but nothing. It's not. It's hard to tell what exactly it is.
So no scream out to the bugs. I did not consent to this.
They appear to not respect you. Um,
I
Would is this some sort of magic that they're doing when they pulse?
you're not sure. Unlike Axel, you can't feel what's happening. All you can do is see.
Okay.
Axel, is your hut holding?
It's holding, but I'm being tickled.
Gross.
How did they
How-
find us?
Good question.
Well, I assume this is his lair. I would imagine he keeps everything under pretty close watch.
Well,
Though he certainly didn't do a good job locking us up. So feels like amateur hour here, or he intended us to break out or something. I don't know. We'll see.
what I'm gonna try is placing the staff down.
You guys
I'm gonna-
are you guys are still in the hut. Just to let you know, the hut is still up around you. You have about 25, 30 minutes before the short rest is up.
Okay, so this is before short rest is over.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Are they just completely coating the outside of the wall?
Oh yeah, it is just this massive wall of insects crawling over each other and stuff.
I'm gonna try to cast with my staff like balanced upwards, private sanctum, and encapsulate the area that we're in inside of the dome.
Okay. Roll me percentile.
Percentile. Okay. Uh, 85.
85. As you cast this spell, there is this brief moment in the back of your mind where you consider what happens if you take an extra dimensional object around all of the magical crystals that you have, and whether or not this might affect them. But as you do this, the private sanctum pops into existence, and you said you're going to encase the hut.
The private sanctum isn't like an alternative space. It's just like a field effect essentially. It's an area within range. Area is a cube that can be smaller than 5 feet or larger as 100 feet on each side. It's basically like almost like a form of hollow.
Mm-hmm. You basically lock down an area, like it can't be.
It does other things though, and one of them,
like you can't teleport in or out.
yeah, you can't teleport in and out, and also one is sensors created by divination spells can't appear inside, and creatures in the area can't be targeted by divination spells.
Gotcha, I was thinking the wrong thing. Thank you. My brain was thinking Mordenkainen's private sanctum.
Oh yeah, no, that one's like the whole door, isn't it? And like
Yeah.
you go into the door, and it's a mansion.
Yeah,
Oh, Magnificent Mansion. Yeah.
Yeah, magnificent mansion.
I had the wrong spell pop into my head. Okay, so you basically create the arcane version of Hallow.
Yeah, just trying to see if like maybe they'll go away after they can't see, after they don't sense us or something.
And it does not appear that be the case. As you cast that spell, and it's from your staff, correct?
Yeah. Well, my staff is my arcane focus.
Gotcha. So you cast that spell, and there is that burst of energy. You watch as there is that flicker of the Sanctum spell taking effect and rooting in this location. There is a brief moment where, actually, you know what? Seeing as all of you are arcane casters, all of you roll arcane or religion, whichever is better. I'm making an exception for Dr. Leach because cleric.
But I got a +10 in Arcana, so I'm gonna use that.
Perfect. So all of you roll.
I rolled a 4. It's 14.
Yeah, I
22.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
21.
Perfect. Leech and Thacklebane, you two, well, all four of you see as this orb-like shape shimmers in the air and then disappears. Leech and Thacobane, you both recognize this as a scrying eye, one of those divination spells.
And what do I see with my 22?
Very
Oh,
nice.
sorry, you got a 22 as well. Yeah, you see this as the same thing, and you recognize it as that divination spell that creates a scrying eye.
Maybe should have done that before they got here.
Nah, let him watch.
Right? But the bugs still seem to be there, just swarming all over the edge of the tiny hut.
Well, good. If they can't watch us, then it would be a good time to plan, yes?
I had a long rest.
Maybe get a long rest.
Hey.
Sleep it off.
Maybe someone won't have
Yes.
house by the end of it.
Yeah, we live here now, sure.
I mean, we already stole from them.
I mean, y'all can take a long rest. I'll take 8 short rests. It's fine.
Yeah, Mr. Coffee Lock over here. I don't know if there's enough cheese to sustain all of short rests. Oh dear.
I'm like a can of Cheese Whiz. It's okay.
Oh boy. Well,
I have nothing for all this, so.
how big's this dome? What's the circumference on it?
I believe it's 10 feet.
Yeah.
10 foot radius, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
a
so
20,
20 foot circumference.
20-foot circumference, 10-foot radius.
When we're done with the short rest, I can take care of all the bugs.
All right.
I
Yeah.
can fireball bugs.
We'd be inside the fireball, though. I'm not against it, but just pointing it out.
Has anybody heard of a dust explosion before? All right, so
We're basically in the mine, sure.
Dr. Leach, you have an idea.
I do. So I have a spell which has a 15-foot circumference, which does a lot of damage in an area. I say we just keep the dome up and burn away all the insects as they're trying to come here. And then when they're gone, we leave.
Okay.
You can't cast magic in or out, right?
You can cast magic in, right?
I don't think it can pass through it.
You can't pass through inside. Can it not pass through outside
No,
either?
it can go in or out.
Ah, dang.
But if it's like a point outside of it, does that count?
Let me double
think
check
you-
something here.
You might be right. Maybe you have to be outside the dome, and then. What's
Are we
the
like-
wording on Tiny Hut?
Spells and other magical effects cannot extend through the dome or be cast through it.
Oh,
Dang. Well, I guess we have to brave the bugs.
Or we can nap for 8 hours and wait.
Wait for more bugs. Okay.
I'm concerned with their pulsing that they are doing something.
Are they?
Axel, every time that
I-
those things pulse, you do feel something happening to the tiny hut. It's, at the moment, kind of imperceptible, because it's only been about 20 minutes that they've been doing this.
I wonder, are these things attracted to magic?
We have a lot of crystals. We could
That's
throw
what
one.
I'm thinking. We got some bait we can chuck out there.
Okay. Just for
Oh,
question, could I
that'd be
put like a
really-
single hand out and then cast magic on my hand? Or do I have to like fully step out of it?
I believe that once you step out of the hut, no, the only one that has to stay is Axel, if my memory serves
Mhm.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
I have to stay in the center.
Can I put like my hand through it and cast magic?
Let me see one last thing here. Creatures and objects within the dome, when you see, can pass through it freely.
So if they're like a wall, we can't see beyond. It's beyond them, basically.
Correct. It is. it's a wall of insects. But yes, you could, by all rights, stick your hand out and do something.
I'll put a crystal in my hand. I'll snatch it from my staff, stick my arm out, and just quickly cast catapult to launch it as far as I can.
Roll damage.
All right. At first level, so it's just 3d6, I think. 3d8. 3d8. Man, I only have 1d8. What's wrong with me? Ooh. 17 points of force damage.
All right. As you do this, you stick your hand out the wall and you cast catapult on this crystal. As it launches through this mass of insects, you watch as 17 of these things just explode from the impact of this crystal striking them. You as well take 11 points of damage. Some of it from the shrapnel of the bugs around you, some of it from some of the bugs attacking your arm. As this wake of damage starts to collapse in on itself, you watch as one of the insects grabs a crystal and starts flying away.
Oh.
Just one.
Yep, just one
We
insect.
got that one.
That one insect grabs the crystal and starts flying away.
Well, it was worth a shot.
I would say fireball at this point.
Yay! Fireball!
I mean, he could stand out there. We'd all be safe in here.
He only needs a handout. Just get burned a little bit.
Okay.
It's his specialty. What can I say?
Yep. All right. I'm doing it. I'm sticking my hand out and fireballing.
All right.
I'm gonna do it as a level 5.
Oh my!
Oh, shit.
Didn't you spend like a 4 on all these cats earlier or something?
Yep.
I'm down 2 4 slots because of that dimension door.
All right. Roll me some damage.
It's like 98 or something, or 96.
10d6 because it's a
26.
third level spell.
Oh yeah, 5th, not 4th.
Nice, nice.
33.
You rolled low.
Not bad.
I mean, it's a little below average, not too
Yep.
much.
All right, and you watch as this just gorgeous conflagration erupts inside the mass of these creatures, and a whole bunch of them just evaporate in this fireball. But as your hand is out there and these creatures realize this is happening, you are bit, clawed, and scratched by these things, taking 12 points of damage. There is still a massive amount of these things around you.
In the explosion,
yeah,
There's still more.
when it exploded, could we have seen partially through them till they reformed?
No, it is that thick of a mass.
We
Uh-oh.
are trapped.
Do we know anything about these kind of constructs? Any idea what they might be? They might be vulnerable or immune to?
Ooh, do me a favor, Dacobane. Roll me percentile.
Oh, good.
I just had a thought here that I think would be kind of amusing if it works.
Oh, God. 12.
12? Okay, never mind. Nothing happened.
Oh,
So yes, this mass collapses in on itself again, and there is Axel. At this point in time, now that all of this stuff is happening, more damage is being done to your tiny hut. You do feel now, as easily an hour has passed, that The magic of your hut is waning.
Alright, our time's running short here. We gotta think of something.
I have a feeling those constructs aren't going to help us.
No,
I'm gonna
I
take
could drop
4
a
of my.
cloud kill, but I'm worried they might be immune to poison. I'm all for just throwing up a spirit guardian, see how many I can take out. It could take them some time to
I'm gonna
deal
take
with
4 of
me.
my crystals out of my bag and just chuck them out the hut.
You take 4 of your crystals and chuck them out.
Yep.
Okay. As you do, you put your hand outside the wall and you
Well, I
lob.
can't move. Just literally throwing them, like from the center.
I would allow you to put your hand out if you wanted to. As long as your entire body doesn't leave the wall, it won't drop.
So otherwise they won't go through the thing with that.
With it being what it is, I'm leaning toward physical objects can't make it through the wall. It is a wall of force, so
It's fair. We could go further in
well,
and go hide.
that's one of the things. That's one of the things, Axel.
I thought
As long as your entire body doesn't go through, it will stay up. If you just stick your
I
arm
thought
out,
you could
that's
still
fine.
fire. I thought you could still fire physical weapons from the inside of a tiny hut, but yeah. All right.
I mean, it is also just throwing the crystals. They're going to send 4 bugs to pick them up and fly away anyways, but...
Let's see.
Yeah, it's a dome of force. So with that, I lean more towards nothing can pass through. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to stop magic as well.
What do I have in my spell book?
By the way, I'm this close to just walking out there. It's like, I'm just like, I don't like being trapped.
Or trapped like a rat.
Hey, that gives me an idea. What's the floor made out of?
Stone.
Stone?
Yep.
Ah, dang, I pull out a shovel. Yeah, that's not going to do the trick.
Okay, so this is totally nonsense. We are, as far as we know, not in our domain plane of existence.
Correct.
Banishment?
Well,
Oh.
I was thinking there too, banishing ourselves to get out of here, but I mean, where's the fun in that?
Just leave. But you're right. That is a last contingency plan in case everyone's down. Then we just leave.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to point out, are you sure the DM hasn't thought of that?
I mean, sure, but it's still an option. Maybe
It is.
Dimension door worked, so hey.
I only have 1 more 4th level though.
True.
No, I mean, if Dimension door worked, that means teleportation works, which means it should work.
All right.
So let me do math. No.
I walk out of the dome and cast Spirit Guardian.
Oh god.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, let's do this. Bring it on, bugs.
All right. You cast Spirit Guardians. Roll damage.
Yay, let's do this. Let's see. Yeah, so 15-foot radius around me. How high should we go on this? Let's. I don't know if I'm feeling that desperate. I'll just do. Yeah, I'm like, they're bugs. They don't have a lot of hit points. We'll just do a level 3.
Okay.
So, so everything within 15 feet of me is going to take. Let me roll 3rd level. Spirit Guardians.
Roll higher than my fireball.
33. That's pretty high.
It's just 10 damage, but it's an
10
area
damage?
effect. Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be. That actually wipes out a large chunk of them. There is still a fairly large swarm, but you guys can actually, from where you are, Leech, and when this happens, you all can see the hallway open up behind them. And now it's less of a giant dark cloud and more like insects crawling all over everything. Roll me an initiative, everybody.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Gift of Alacrity. Oh,
21. Nat 20 on initiative. Yay.
Very nice.
I've broken it. I've broken the math.
And did you broke the math? Yes.
I got a natural 20 and an 8. I rolled a 40 for initiative.
Holy shit.
Nice.
I just rolled a measly 23.
Only
Yeah.
23.
I don't know,
Oh,
the nat
wow.
20 and I'm still rolling the lowest.
Not the lowest. I got a 9.
Yes.
I mean, I only have a plus 8.
I don't got these plus 8, plus 12, or
Yeah, you were plus
everybody else.
12 and then a D8 on top
Yeah.
of
All
it.
right. There is another nat 20 on the table.
Time wizards, man. I'm saving it for the swords.
All right. So, FaZe, you just watched as Dr. Leech stepped outside of the tiny hut and burned
I'm
off
just
one of-
double birding these, but I'm just double birding these bugs. I'm like, bring it on!
Oh shoot! I forgot. We've got a magic burst that we
Oh,
have to
magic
take care
burst.
of.
So magic burst from from whose spell? Would be
We're
from my
actually
spell.
getting
from my
one-
detect magic.
We're doing one for the detect magic and one for the Liamon's tiny hut.
Oh,
Mm.
that's right.
So then
Or
2
no.
for you.
There was only one up, so it's for the detect magic. This magic burst will happen on the next spell cast.
Very good.
God, someone has a 40.
Right?
Yeah, looks like I'm hitting it.
All right, so let's see what happens to him. But FaZe, while I'm looking this up,
Do
you
I see a
watch-
fireball out there?
you see as Dr. Leech casts a spell and a swath of these things just falls dead to the ground.
Unfamiliar with the magic. I'm
Oh.
just going to.
Something that you guys have been watching happen to Axel that is kind of strange, but not for FaZe and Thackelbane. As he's been talking for the past half an hour, smoke has been pouring out of his mouth and nose.
Oh, great. Brethren.
On
From
brand.
Taco Bane.
So yeah, FaZe.
It's on brand.
Right?
I'll slide in front of Dr. Leech,
Okay.
and with the staff pointed forwards, I'm going to cast Pulse Wave.
Okay.
So 30 feet cone. And where's my? There it is. That's at. I think it has to be a 4th level. Oh no, it could be a 3rd. Yeah, I'll cast it at 3rd level. Just
Okay. And what happens?
Constitution saving throw, and then pushback if they survive 15 feet.
And do they take any damage?
Yeah, they'll take 6d6 damage.
On a save, what happens?
They do not get pushback, and they take half damage.
All right. Roll damage for me.
That's a lot of ones.
Oh no.
Happens to the best of us.
17. A
Not
6 and a
bad.
5 helped that. But yeah, 3 ones.
You watch as a handful more of these bugs drop to the ground dead. Anything else?
I'll skirt back behind Dr. Leech.
Axel.
Good idea.
I'm gonna two finger salute the Thaco Bane, run out the dome, have it drop, and magnify gravity at first level.
Okay, and that is what save?
Con.
Okay. Roll your damage.
I suppose an important question. Do these count as one creature?
Good question. I'll let you know after the game.
Okay. That's fair.
So it's 7 damage, and their speed is reduced by 10 feet if they fail.
Okay. You notice that the numbers of these creatures are just dropping drastically. Thacklebane.
Well, fireball doesn't work, so. I should have planned spells better for a million little tiny things.
I mean, that's usually what Fireball's for.
Right, usually, but yeah, apparently not. You know what? Fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do another fireball.
Okay.
This one's gonna be a level 3.
When all you got is a hammer.
Use it as a screwdriver. Roll your damage for me, sir.
Damage is 38.
He rolled better on a level 3 than he did level 5.
Jeez.
And you watch as the conflagration pops up just in front of you, Dr. Leech, and there is this cascade of little tiny explosions as all of the critters are now on the ground, destroyed. You are out of combat.
Oh.
Yay!
I'm going to keep Spirit Guardians up, assuming we're going to move on.
Let us run.
But I'm going to grab one of these bug things just to kind of check it out and maybe chuck it in the bag.
Mark it in your book.
Oh yeah,
Every one of them.
Yeah, good note. How many bugs do we got here?
164.
We're smart
wow.
people. We can figure it out. Okay, 164.
So how
Tiny
long does
robotic
it take him to count all of these?
We'll say he used the method of guessing really well. He did the jelly bean contest at carnivals all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Looked at like 5 down a row, counted how many went up a row.
I'm very used to counting dead bodies. All right, we're good. All right,
So
onward we go.
real quick, I need each of you to roll a d4 and tell me odd or even.
Even.
3, and I'll say even.
Okay.
3 odd.
2 even.
Axel?
4 even.
All right. Those of you who rolled even, you gain 1 spell slot back of first level.
Okay, well, I rolled odd. I thought we were just saying one or the other. I didn't know they correlated.
No, and that I realized that once you gave me the answer. So rather than correct you, I just moved forward with it.
Wait, so even gets a spell slot? What?
Of first level, you get a spell slot of first level back.
Oh heck yes.
As all of a sudden, you guys feel this pulse of energy that you don't recognize. Roll me a perception, everybody.
Would that pulse be comparable to what brought us here? That pulse from before?
Again, roll me a perception.
Oh,
Holy
okay.
24.
15.
I crit for a 28.
16.
All right. The 20s have it. You guys, when that pulse happened, you noticed that the crystal in Phase's staff had pulsed.
Ooh.
Let's take all of them out. We'll have 51 pulses. We'll be invincible.
So you guys have three hallways to your right. You have the hallway that leads you back from whence you came, the two hallways on your left that you visited already, and the chamber with the table. Where would you guys like to go?
The furthest leftist, right?
All right, so you turn around and you head down to the last hallway. As you turn down this hallway, you look, and there is a metal door with a slat on it,
15
No.
15 feet away.
feet? Oh, God. What is this limbo that we're in?
Hey, hold on, Mr. Time Wizard face.
Shouldn't you
I'm
have
getting
seen
a
this
lot of
coming?
deja vu in here.
We didn't see where the bugs came from. We weren't down the hallway, were we?
No, you didn't.
It might have been useful. I'll walk up and knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, the slat opens, and you see something that you have never seen before. You
Thank God.
see humanoid eyes. These
could be
humanoid eyes all of a sudden get wide as saucers. The slat closes, and you hear as feet steps go far away fast.
I try to hit the door and see if I can push it open.
Roll the strength.
Roll strength. 10?
You hit the door.
Yeah!
It doesn't go anywhere.
Hit it. Thought I would hit the wall with my depth perception, but nailed it.
Well, no, it's a large door, so you didn't hit where you were aiming, but you still hit the door. Yeah, it sounded like that.
No.
There's nothing up there for you. Back off.
We could either attempt to go through this door or go through a different hallway.
Well, the fact that there's a person here tells me that maybe this is the right way. They had to be running somewhere. That means maybe there's a way out.
If anybody else would like to try to pry this door open.
Yeah, I pull out my bone saw, and I'm just going to, at the slot in the door, I'm going to booming blade and just try to blast the slot open.
Roll to hit.
Okay. Do.
What do you want, bud?
19.
Okay, yeah, you hit the slot just fine. It peels this thing open like a banana.
Great. Conjure Edgar. Open the door again.
And he does.
You know the drill.
He does. You now
Good work.
You now enter the door, or you have an unlocked door.
Yes, I kick the door for good measure, and I go inside.
You hear a strange noise as the door swings open and bounces off the wall.
Oh no.
It's kind of a
Sweet.
fleshy crunching sound.
Wait, was someone sitting on the other side?
No, Edgar was still holding on to the door.
Oh, come on.
Poor Edgar.
It's fine.
Edgar, what are you doing? Ah,
Yes, Sherazade, we are so close to the follower mark. I've already started making plans for what we're going to give away for that, so I can't wait till it happens.
Exciting.
So, you guys enter this room, and this room, while it may have the same entrance as the other ones did, this room has furniture in it. You see a small desk, you see a couch, you see blankets and pillows. You have a feeling that somebody used this both as an office and a place to rest.
Oh, slumber party. Great.
There are schematics and papers strewn all across the walls. There's a large pile of paperwork on the desk. Holy smokes! Congratulations, Sherazade. 600 is an amazing number to have.
Congrats.
Um, so yeah, and there is on the other side of the room, um, there is a crack in the wall.
Is there an exit or like another passage other than this crack?
Not that you can see.
How large is the crack?
It's small, but it's noticeable because the rest of the walls are very smooth.
I'm gonna look around to see if I can find a cowering humanoid.
There is no cowering humanoid in this
Hmm.
room.
I still have spirit guardians up, so I'd expect we'd hear screaming.
um, there might be a reason that this guy was running so fast.
There's no bugs coming behind us, right?
Nope, you don't hear any other noises. That alarm is still going off, but it's kind of muted in this room.
I'm gonna stick my head in this crack and check it out. Someone else, I guess, check the desk.
The
Maybe
crack-
there's a secret passage.
The crack is only about 1.5 inches wide.
Okay, I'll just take a peer in then, I guess.
As you peer in, it is kind of dark down this hallway. With the light from the room that you're in looking down this hallway, you can see that it is indeed a hallway beyond this crack.
Hmm. And it's a stone wall and just a little crack, and we can see the hallway on the other side of it.
It's a fairly large crack. Probably about 5 feet tall.
Tall but too thin to walk through.
And as you're peering through this, you step back and look down, and you happen to see what looks like a skeletal metallic hand or foot crushed on the floor inside this crack.
Yoink!
So as you're gonna grab it and pull it out.
Yeah, sure. Hey, this belongs to somebody.
As you yank it out, it kind of severs because there's pressure against it, so some of the digits fall off, and the crack closes, and there's almost an imperceptible seam there.
Probably
Interesting.
should have pulled it more. Probably could have gotten through that.
Interesting.
There has to be a way that he got in.
Well, that tells me there's a lot of secret passages around here that are imperceptible. I'm pat the wall, solid stone, I assume.
It feels like solid stone, yes, but much like in the movies, tap, 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 hollow, hollow, solid.
Well, it's hollow. I've got the saw here. I'm going to be very. This is maybe the least magical thing I've done. Is I'm just like got a saw and I'm just like
Using
just
a
sawing
saw.
through it, sawing out a wall.
I'll just take a look at the desk while he's doing this.
Roll me an investigation.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty.
Apparently. I cast saw.
I've got the shovel too. I got
17.
17. As you guys hear the excruciating sound of a bone saw being used against stone, FaZe, you start digging around on the desk, and as you're fooling around with this, looking in drawers and all that good stuff, one of the drawers doesn't pull out all the way. So as you look inside and try and figure out what's going on, you notice that there is this small part of the desk that's extruding down that the desk drawer is catching against.
I'll stick my hand in there and fiddle with whatever is stopping this drawer.
As you start fooling around with it, eventually you manage to find out that this thing slides to the side. And as you slide it to the side, there is this audible click. And Dr. Leach going to town with his bone saw, all of a sudden there's
Mhm.
no wall there.
Ah, I did it.
Congratulations, Dr. Leach, you bone sawed through a stone wall. And there is now a hallway that you can see running down this passage. You are having who's having Discord issues?
That's me.
Okay,
Everything just freezes, and the only way to fix it is to leave and come back. And
Mm.
gotcha.
my apologies.
That's all right. I just thought it was kind of cute. We have dancing screens. Everybody keeps
Is
changing
the,
names.
I try to do it as
Hallway lit?
fast as possible so that way nothing can get seen. But I have to get this looked at.
It's all right.
I do the skeleton dance.
So-
Skeleton dance.
You guys see this hallway that leads downward.
I'll bring out the dancing lights and just keep it in front of us.
Okay.
Just
As you light up the hallway, that goes what, a maximum of 80 feet, spaced out properly.
It's like
I think
15 feet each, I think, or 20 feet each.
They have to be within 20 feet of each other, but I can put
Yeah.
them.
so. About 80 feet is what you can light up with these things. You can light up the entire hallway as it goes all the way down. That full 80 feet, it goes all the way down. You notice that there are slight depressions in the wall on the left and right. And unlike everything else down here, this is made out of some sort of metallic substance. As you take a look at the farthest reaches, that 80 feet, it turns to the right, and you hear a scream. Sort of the "oh shoot, I got caught" scream.
Yeah,
Is it-
And then you
Did
hear
that
the
they did-
sound. And then you hear the sound of footsteps running away again.
Did that idiot run into one of his own traps?
That idiot seems to have realized that we have followed. Is there a way to put something like in the way of the door, much like how the hand was, to try to just nothing?
There might be. You are in that office with stuff all about.
I hand you the hand.
Yeah.
I thought we were going down this hall, right?
Right, but I don't want it to close behind us.
Right,
And us
I
be trapped in this metal cube.
Good call. I throw you the hand, and then I go first in the hallway.
I'll just position the hand to try to, if the door were to close suddenly, it would catch the fingers like it did before, or try to just catch the wrist or something, just to block it.
Okay. So, you block the door. Everybody's going in, I assume.
Yep.
I'll be in the back then since I'm blocking the door.
Right behind Leech.
Okay, so Axel is directly behind Leech, Thaco Bane behind Axel. FaZe, you're propping the door and following lastly. As you guys make your way down this hallway, the depressions that you see inside the wall are what look to be prototypes of the machines that you saw in the other rooms. Some of them look to be half done, some of them look to be very similar, but different types of adjustments made to them. Slender bodies, thicker bodies, different types of heads. Some of them are just busts, some of them are just arms or legs. It's like trophies of the different iterations of these creatures that are propped up in these little depressions, alcoves in the wall. Making your way. What's that?
Because I'm flying and at a flying speed of 50 feet, am I able to get close to the person that's running away? Like,
Yeah.
am I able to catch up?
Yep. As you hop on your broom and you jet down this hallway, you get to the corner and you see, just for a brief moment as they round a corner, one of the hosts of the magic convention turning the corner.
Before they turn the corner, I'm adjusting their density and reducing their and increasing their weight, which reduces their speed by 10 feet, they have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Okay, and what is the saving throw?
They're
Oh.
That ability's awesome.
Reduces their speed by 10. They just have advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Okay.
Mm.
Yep.
So he still disappears around the corner.
Just slower.
God, I shouldn't have that burrito.
There is an audible yelp as it happens as well. And the rest of you guys hear that audible yelp as whatever Axel did must have taken effect.
And as I round it again, I'm just going to do a magnified gravity.
As you do that, you find yourself against a wall. You do not see your quarry at this time.
More secret passages. What kind of coward is this? Never mind. We know exactly what kind of coward this is.
He's transmutation, so clearly a big coward.
So you find yourself in this small room. It's 10 foot by 10 foot. And unlike the office, the mechanism to open this wall is very noticeable. It is just some sort of panel that's lit up. And there is a green light and a red light on it.
Green for go.
All right, so you press the green button, and indeed the door slides open. As the door slides open, you see in front of you a sight that is almost unimaginable. There is a room that is easily 120 foot square. All about this room, you see different, what look like stations. Some of them have molten metal being poured into molds and casts. Some of the stations have what look to be large bins of water that you can see the red hot metals dropping into, steam rising up out of it. Conveyor belts all about the room. There are easily a dozen of these automatons, the thinner automatons, moving about, carrying and pushing different equipment from station to station. On the far side of the room on the left, you see a small room of its own with glass windows all around it. What looks to be some sort of console running along the width of the room. And in there, you see two humanoid creatures that look almost like frogs. They both happen to be the hosts of this magic convention. One of them is just flailing arms, looking like they're screaming at the other one, as the other one is sitting there face palming a la Picard.
Firebolt at the glass windows.
Can we see out the glass windows?
Oh, you can see all of this happening from where you're standing.
No, but I mean outside the windows. Does it appear like this is an actual outside, or is there something else outside these windows?
You're underground. The glass windows are facing inward to all of the machinery and conveyor belts and whatnot. So basically, a foreman's office.
Oh, so it's an office up there. Okay, that's what this window does. Okay. So I heard fireball. Is initiative happening? What's going on?
Firebolts, yeah, shooting the glass windows.
You are shooting firebolt at the glass windows. All right. Roll to hit.
The 26.
26 to hit. The firebolt flies unerringly at the office, and there is this strange ripple at the moment of impact. It does not appear that it had any effect on the glass.
Are we in the foreman's office or are we outside the foreman's
You guys are just at the entrance to the factory as it were. The foreman's office is roughly 80 feet away. The entrance to the office is roughly 80 feet away on your right.
And is that where we see the two people then?
Correct. They're
Okay.
inside. They're inside that office. When the firebolt hit the glass of that office, there was this ripple, but didn't seem to be any effect on the office itself.
Did the people inside notice the
Oh yeah,
ripple?
both of them stopped, turned, and looked. And you watch as the one that was face palming says something, and then straight up Gibbses the other guy.
I'm just sitting on my broom and flipping them off still.
You yell, so you guys are going to give up, or are we going to do this?
I
Tacos
don't believe
Bane?
they can hear you.
Tacos Bane?
God, I want to do stuff, but I want to hold my spells just in case.
You guys can see the steam that's coming from my mouth and my ears is just going more as the firebolt did nothing. I'm pissed.
Let's just make our way to the door.
Yeah. To the door I go.
Yep.
Axel.
Yeah, I'm going to Magneto levitate by way right at it.
All right, so you all start entering the factory proper, and as that happens, there is inside the office itself another what looks like a brief spat between the two of them, and the one that seems to be the aggressor here just pushes the one that you were chasing backward hard enough that he hits the wall. Turns around and you watch his hand rise and slam down on something in the office. As that happens, you hear another type of siren go off, and there are these lights that start flashing all about the factory. The machinery stops. Everything ceases to move. The thinner automatons all start walking to the walls of this room, and from slightly behind you guys to the left, you can hear the sound of metal rubbing against metal. As you look over your shoulder, there are two large doors that start to slide open. And behind that door, you see six new automatons that you've never seen before, each of them carrying a large battle axe. These are large creatures as they start to step forward. And then you hear, Leech, you would definitely recognize this as thaumaturgy. You hear the voice of one of the guys in the office. We're tired. I'm tired. This guy has no idea what the hell he's supposed to be doing. I'm not sure why you guys aren't unconscious, but it seems that I must handle all of this. My toys there will take care of you. Once you're dead, I'll dispose of you. There's nothing you can do to touch me here. This place is magically shielded. It would take the explosion of one of our crystals to cause any damage to this.
How about 50? How about 51 of them?
As you say that, you can noticeably watch this creature blanch.
How far in are the 6 automatons?
From where you guys are, they're about 40 feet away.
And they're behind us. So
He's yapping on about some stupid stuff and he thinks he's so powerful. I'm just gonna walk to the back of the group and cast Sleep Storm on all the automatons.
Okay. Roll me initiative, everyone.
all right.
Yeah.
And then wait on your initiative scores because I've got a lot of rolling to do myself.
I'll enjoy going last again.
I will enjoy going first again.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel pretty low. I might roll a 16.
That sounds like somebody that did not roll double digit.
I did. I got a nat 20 again on the initiative.
Well, I mean, all your
Take
spells
note
don't
on
have
that.
attack rolls, so you got to roll it on initiative.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so starting with
I'm
Leech.
use that nat 20 on a sword.
Leech.
14.
Phase is somewhere in the 30s.
Yep, 33.
I'm not even going to ask.
Very nice.
Thacklebane.
21 again.
There we go. And actually, you said you got a 17?
No, I rolled a 16. I have a
16.
24.
Oh, gotcha.
Very nice. How long did it take us to get here, by the way?
How long
I'm wondering if Spirit's
how long
Guardian
does
is
it
still
last?
running. 10 minutes.
You will say you have 5 minutes left.
Great.
Nice. That's still concentration, though, right? So as long as you don't have another concentration out.
Yep.
Correct. All right, so starting this off, Phase.
So with them talking about it would take the explosion of one of the crystals to harm it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the other crystal that's out of the staff,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to cast catapult on it to fling it at the glass pane.
Okay. Roll damage, because there's
All
no
right.
way you're going to miss the office.
Yeah, does the glass pane make its dexterity saving throw?
No.
This one I am casting at second level.
Okay.
So that way it deals an additional D8.
Okay.
21 points of damage. Bludgeoning damage. It was not forced like I thought it was.
All right. As it launches across the room, you watch as that ripple happens. Again, the crystal strikes into it and drops to the ground.
These crystals are very durable. I'll just move as far away from the automatons as I can.
Okay. Axel.
I'm flying above everyone because I'm still on my broom, and then I'm gonna drop down and sleep storm right on top of all the automatons.
Right. Does that do any damage on casting?
No, it's a dex saving throw.
Gotcha. And what's your DC?
17.
Okay. Thank you.
I keep forgetting we can use.
And when that
cantrips
fails,
as
will be
bonus
moved. If they fail, they'll be knocked prone.
Yep.
If
And
they
it-
start their air.
Doesn't it also create obscured vision for them?
Heavily obscured, difficult terrain, and then anything that failed the 17 is also pushed 5 feet back into the wall.
Okay. Perfect.
Wow.
Anything else?
I'll just. I can't use an item after I've casted a spell, right?
No.
And they're within the 60-foot range still, right?
They are from where you guys were, 40 feet away. You're up. You said 50 feet. Or how high up are you going?
No, I came down to the ground when I cast Sleet Storm.
Okay. So from where you are, they'd be about 40 feet away.
The one on the front of the group, I just cast Frostbite on.
Okay.
It's a con save.
You did manage to knock almost all of them prone and push them back to the wall. Only one of them saved.
I do it on the one that saved then.
Yep. And what was the to hit?
It's a con save 17.
Okay. He makes his con save. This guy's pretty durable.
Us robotic folk tend to be.
So on a save, nothing happens, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Thaco's Bane.
Okay, I am going to cast. Where'd he go? Vitriolic Sphere on the automatons that came in through the doorway.
Okay.
20-foot radius, dex 16 for the save. Total of 21 points of acid damage.
Nice.
And for those that didn't save, they will take another 5d4 acid damage on the end of its next turn.
Okay. What was the initial damage?
21.
And half on a save?
Each creature on a failed save, creature takes 10d4 damage.
Now,
And
I'm not sure how this would work with Sleep Storm.
Half
but,
the initial
like,
damage and no damage at the end of its next turn.
Okay. Sorry, Axel, what was that?
I'm not sure how that would work with Sleep Storm because it is heavily obscure for a 40-foot radius.
You don't need to see for your blast, though, right?
Vitriolic Sphere is a 20-foot radius, 150-foot range.
Is it a point and a half to see, though?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you have line of sight?
Well, do you
Or
need
does
line
it
of sight?
does it require line
Yeah.
of sight?
I don't think you do.
Point at a location within range.
Yeah, so you would have to be able to see. And with Sleet Storm up, you would not be able to see.
And then that one centered on a point.
So I will allow that spell not to have been cast.
Alright. So I will. Ooh. I will cast. So the crystal that he threw, nothing happened to the crystal. It's just.
Laying on the
Chill.
ground next to the, about 10 feet away from the office.
I will fourth level magic missile that crystal.
Blow it up.
Roll some damage.
Very nice.
Is the dude still inside the room, or did he like run off?
Nope, he's in the room and does not look very pleased at the moment.
Just a crystal.
As you launch that crystal at him, he thought you were bluffing at first, and then the crystal goes launching across the room, and he's like, "Oh shoot, you were not bluffing."
We got 51. We got 50 more of these things.
14, 18 total.
Math is hard. There we go.
That would be 39 in total.
As your magic missiles strike this thing, it skitters across the ground, right up next to what appears to be the force field. And you just watch it kind of go bouncing off of the force field. Nothing seems to happen at the moment.
All right, I will then shoot the crystal with an Eldritch Blast.
Because I completely forgot to use my damn cantrip as a bonus action again.
All right.
Granted, I didn't actually have anything that could reach anyways. So
Roll to hit.
Roll to hit. So hit would be 21.
Okay, yeah, you hit.
All right, and then damage will be 14. Again. Yay.
Nice. At least you're consistent.
you fired 2 blasts.
Yeah, did you try to?
Oh, yeah, I got to roll another one. The other one is 12.
It hits.
Not a
I mean, it's just a ball on the floor.
Yeah, it's just a little thing on the ground.
As long,
Alright, and
I
then-
mean, technically, as long as you don't roll a 1, you should hit it.
Oh,
AC
cool.
like 5, pretty much.
And then 5 points of damage on the other Eldritch.
Ooh, that was a big one.
Bam! That's what it needed.
It blows up, kills us all. Yay.
You're watching this crystal just bouncing like a racquetball off of this force field. but it's still just laying there. Everybody roll me a perception.
Okay.
5.
20.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Roll 12, passive of 17.
Okay. The only one who is not catching this because for some reason they're preoccupied with something else is Faze. That humming sound that seems to emanate from these crystals has become audible from your location,
From just that crystal?
from that crystal over there. You also see that the creature that is inside the office he's fighting with his partner as his partner has his hand on the door and they're arguing about something. That brings us to the one that was standing. I have to roll for that dex save every turn, Axel.
For sleep
Uh,
so.
when a creature enters the spell for the first time or starts his turn there, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
He is now prone. Um, uses half of his movement to stand up and is still inside the sleet storm when he finishes his movement because sleet storm is an amazing spell. Dr. Leech.
Well, I can't see these robots, but I see this thing on the ground humming. I'm going to fly over to the force field, and I'm just going to lean over, pick up the ball, and I'm just kind of looking at these guys.
Roll me a Constitution save.
Hey, now we're talking. 19.
Okay. As you pick this up, there is a burst of energy
Yeah.
that you're feeling as this thing is kind of pulsing over and over and over again. Unlike the first pulse that you had felt, this isn't helping you. This hurts like a son of a gun as you take 11 points of force damage.
That sounds par for the course. Oh, here we are.
Sacco, I do have a question.
Shoot.
The Gravity Well ability, it just says whenever something fails a saving throw against a spell. So I can do that whenever they make their saves against Sleep Storm, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, because he's going to go 5 feet up and back and then fall.
Okay.
Okay. So for my cantrip,
You
I'm
could-
going to like look at these guys. I'd like you should have just opened up the door, and I'm just gonna hold it up against there, and I'm just gonna jam my blade into it while I'm holding it. I'm gonna do booming blade into it, like right. I'm point blank with the shield and everything when this is all going down.
Okay.
You're about to
Like-
be disintegrated.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, baby. If I, hey, no, for my bonus, for my spell before I do this, I cast Death Ward, and then
So you will not have booming blade on this. You will have death ward instead.
well, no, it's like if I get a spell and then a cantrip, then I'm gonna do Death Ward, and then I'm gonna bam.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Booming blade.
You're pulling out your bone saw to do this. Okay.
Yep.
So, just for argument's sake, roll me a strength check.
I'm not great at this.
I know.
I'm gonna use that nat 20.
Hey!
Okay.
Yeah,
I agree
use
with
it.
this.
Yes. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out in glory.
You may want to use it for the saving throw that's going to be coming, but
Just your density give you advantage.
So what is it in total?
Okay, so 22 with the crit, with the nat
Okay,
20.
perfect.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Okay, on the spell, Isaac.
You're
Oh.
with your weapon and
Oh, Tom.
with your weapon because booming blade
Okay.
doesn't happen until it moves.
Okay. Though it does get one dice of okay, let's see. I will have. Let's see. It's +5, so 19, and then I'm going to use my divine domain thing to add 23 on it.
Okay.
God.
So,
Cheers.
yep, cheers. So you do happen to, as you're driving your bone saw into this thing, there is at first nothing. And then slowly but surely you watch as these fissures start to expand outward on the crystal. And then poof, like glitter exploding out of a bag, this thing shatters. And there's a brief moment where you watch that energy from inside the crystal condense into this small orb, probably about the size of a marble. And then the entire room is blinded for a moment by this thing exploding. Yeah, right, Tikazilla, death by glitter. And this is one of the first times you're ever going to see me do this. I'm using a dice roller.
Oh Lord. Who's all getting hit by this? Just Dr. Leech?
It has
Yeah,
it
please.
has an 80-foot radius.
Oh.
Nope. Hey, maybe we'll kill all
Can
the
I, like-
robots.
Can I duck behind the corner and into my sleep storm of safety?
Everybody will get a dexterity saving throw. Dr. Leech's will be at disadvantage.
Just quick question. Is this an element or is this going to be force?
This is force damage.
Dang it. I can't use my absorb element.
Ready to do too.
It's like my force resistance potion.
Okay, so we are going to do this.
Do I have a feature that lets me do something?
Good. Now's the time to check.
Sorry, I did not expect this to happen.
No, this would not be the first time I've killed a party.
All right, so we are going to roll that.
Wait, could I use... It's too late for this.
I see a give nat 20 on the board, so maybe somebody could use it. I wouldn't use it.
There is a no nat 1 as well, so if you roll... Hey! I didn't need the natural 20!
Yay!
Nice.
I don't think it's going to matter, but...
So we are going to do this.
100 d4s is being rolled right now.
Not quite, but close.
I did not like the close part.
It's 99 d12s.
Oh, it's so much better.
So
Cast,
before I do
like,
this,
tiny hut action, right?
before I do this, I need your dexterity saving throw, Dr. Leech.
2.
2.
So for a 6 total.
You're taking the brunt of this.
Wait.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at 0.0.
Wait, I'm going to use my reaction for chronal shift. After you are a creature you can see within 30 feet, since I moved closer to the thing, I'm guessing he's within 30 feet.
Yeah.
He can re-roll a saving throw.
Hey.
Is after you see whether or not the roll succeeds or fails. I'm going to guess a 2 fails.
Yeah.
So
right.
you can re-roll your saving throw.
All right, here we go. 17.
Okay. You do make your save.
Hey,
Phase.
thank you.
Maybe you live.
So I
rolled
freeze out for a second.
Yeah, basically, like right as you're like throwing it, I rolled a 23 with a natural 20.
Okay.
There's still a no nat 1, right?
Yes, there is. Thacobane.
9.
I cannot do it for you.
And Axel.
Thank God that was there. 18.
18. All right. So, unfortunately, Thacobane, you are taking the brunt of this. Everybody else takes half of this. However, there's going to be something fun.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who got hit by this takes 84 points of force damage, halved if you make your save, to 42.
I'm pretty
I
glad
am
for that.
out.
Worth it.
Leech, I think we're alive.
And I have to make a con save.
You need to beat like a 20. 21.
Yeah, even chat is down after that, Zikazilla. Yep.
Now here's the important question: is the force field down?
Well, I don't need the advantage because I rolled an 18, so that's a 22.
Okay.
Amazing.
Wow.
Thacobane, roll me a Constitution save.
Didn't even trigger my death ward.
16.
Lucky
16.
me.
Okay, both of you are not insta-gibbed. So you are,
Insta-gibbed.
yeah, instantly killed.
Oh,
You are not vaporized by this, fortunately. On the other
Wow.
hand, you guys are unconscious and will be making death saving throws.
so
Oh yeah, absolutely.
so who's unconscious? Thaco and
Thakos Bane and Axel are both unconscious.
boy.
The two of you are blind for the next round.
I had to make a save for that.
Yeah.
Are you
go-
conscious?
Did I do
I
more?
have
Did I do more than double your maximum hit points, Axel?
No, I did. I made the save for the thing. I only dropped 30.
Oh, okay. Then you're fine. If you're not, I thought you had taken the full brunt of it. My apologies.
I'm like negative 32.
So just poor Thaco is just taking a beating in this dungeon.
Yeah, this is the second time he's gone unconscious because of something.
Yeah. Mhm.
So the three of you,
This time not by his own effect, though.
right? The three of
True.
you are now blind for the next round, and you can't tell if the force field is down because you're blind.
That feels like it worked.
Oh God! If you blew that up in the vault, all the other ones would have been hit.
And then
All right, so the other automatons try to get out of the sleet storm. You guys can't tell what's going on there. Actually, yeah, your con save for the concentration was a 22.
Yep.
So that means you would have dropped it.
Would have been 21 because it was 42 cut down to 21.
Yes, thank you, because my math is bad. So that is still up.
Spirit Guardians is not up.
Spirit Guardians is not up.
You didn't roll 21?
Yep. No, I rolled a nat one. No way I'm coming back from that.
Yeah. So you guys can't see what's going on inside the sleet storm. It does bring us back around to phase. You are blind at the moment.
I will say any that did actually fail their throw, I don't have to see them for my thing, so they do still move 5 feet back.
All of them are against the wall, so they're not moving any further.
Ow.
Yeah, ow.
Well, a lot of my spells involve. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to live, so I wasn't necessarily planning for a whole lot.
Same.
Same. Does this need a point that I can see? Yep, I need sight for that one. Could cast that. This one I definitely need. Yeah, that I could definitely see. Wow, I am really blind is not something good. I should have been planning for this. Don't I have a potion? Can I drink a potion? I do. I have a potion of greater healing. I'm gonna drink that.
Find it.
I'll feel around. It's the only thing that I've got. And yeah, sure, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll just. Oh, I have an immovable rod. Man, I should have been checking my stuff. Yeah, I'll just drink a potion of greater healing and then just take the defend action. So 4d4 plus 4. And that's all I'm doing. I think you might be muted, Thaco. I'm not hearing anyone.
My silly freaking thing. I hate that. It goes mute on me just because I accidentally tap it. So we are going to be going on break here. We'll be back in about a half an hour. If you guys have not joined us on social media, we have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can also find our Discord by typing in !Discord. In the meantime, stick around, watch a couple of fun commercials, go grab something to eat, stretch, whatever the case may be. We will be back shortly.
Hi everyone, I'm Turkey. I'm from the Grouch Couch. We're a D&D variety channel, and we add a lot of shenanigans into our show. If you hang out long enough, I promise that we'll make you laugh.
Hi, I'm DM Thaco from Dragons in the Dining Room. We quite literally stream D&D from our dining room. A variety D&D show where we also have a talk show on Mondays. If you hang out with us, you may even be able to influence our show. Welcome to the dining room.
Hey guys, I'm Joe from Joe Dirt. If you guys like homebrew, some table talks, some mini campaigns, why don't you go on Jump in the Hole and throw me a follow. See you there.
Hi, my name is Sprinkles. I'm from Spooky Sprinkles, and I paint cute and spooky paintings and patches. And so if you want to come watch a really wholesome art stream, come hang out with me.
Hi, I'm the Lich. I like short and hot live action gameplays. Think you can survive the dungeon and earn the shirt? Come by on Tuesdays. Or if you dig mutant apocalypses, hit the road with Agent Spooky's Apocalypse Roadshow on Saturday.
And we are hero approved.
It's pretty sunny here.
All right, boys and girls, we are back, and my overlay is all sorts of messed up again. Silly Discord screwing with me again.
Well, you don't have your camera on. That might be why.
I know, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
You borked it.
There we go.
There. That should fix the overlay.
Mostly.
I'm like,
I gotta do
which
one
side?
last
I
thing.
see myself in Thaco's thing. He's there. Here.
You are the DM
There.
now.
Right?
Yes. So we all heal up. Everybody levels.
There we go.
I am no longer dead. We
Yay!
are now 20, and I get Meteor Swarm.
No.
Oh,
No, we all die, and we go to see Jurgle.
Right?
and he brings us back as Revenant, so it's super cool. Anyway.
So, you guys are in the factory and just had Dr. Leech blow everybody up.
No regrets.
No regrets. There we go. Overlay is fixed because yay technology. FaZe just downed a potion, and that brings us to Axel.
I'm still blind, right?
You are blind for this turn, yes.
Can I see through my cat's eyes? Like, is my cat still blind?
Let's find out. High or low?
Was the cat out? If so,
The cat's been out this entire time. It's been right in my room.
Right. So,
Hi.
High? All right. It is not blind.
Just blip out of existence for the explosion.
So it is not blind. You can, if you want to, try and warg through this thing.
Would that break concentration, though, is the thing?
No. From my understanding of looking through your familiar's eyes, it just makes you go limp. It's like astral projecting, but it doesn't change your consciousness, and it doesn't require concentration to do.
Okay, I'll do that and just make sure that the CW frog people are still there.
All right, as you do this and you start looking through your cat's eyes, it looks around the room and you notice that the two frog people are on the ground, reeling in pain, and there is a gaping hole in the side of the office.
Just gonna have my cat walk through the hole and just sit on their chest.
All right. To add insult to injury, there is now a cat on their injured chests.
Softly.
Right?
Thank you for that 16, Loxy.
Yay.
Hey, nice.
Are you going to try and do anything else, Axel, or just that?
I'll drink a healing potion if I am able to.
Okay, you can. Tackle Bane, guess what?
I'm dead.
No, you are unconscious, so you need to roll a death saving throw.
I will use the 16 that Loxy gave me.
That means you succeed on your death saving throw. That is 1 success and 0 failures. That brings us to him. Let's see what he does. Well, shoot, he's still stuck against a wall.
Hello.
Dr. Leech, you are blind.
Yes, I float towards the sounds of agony.
I just ran. So I knew about the box. The
and
cups, those are mine. And then I just kind of stuck them in the hole on the top of the box.
All right, so we're going to mute him for half a second here. Dr. Leech, you said you're going to try and head toward the sound of agony.
Yeah, so I'm like floating in the air, so I'm going to float forwards towards where the force field was, kind of like with my sword outstretched. I assume I kind of hear these noises, and I'm going to assume that worked. And if you're not dead, you better tell me right now if you need healing or a sword.
Okay, as you do that, roll me a d6.
Hey. 4.
4. You actually managed to float your way through just fine.
Okay.
However, trying to figure out who's living and who's dead is a little difficult seeing as you're blind, but you do hear 2 voices crying in agony at the moment.
Well, this worked out better than expected.
And also just a meow.
And, yeah. And a meow.
No. Hey, actually, that gives me an idea. Let me just double check. I don't know if I need visual on all my cantrips, do I?
You may
Which
not.
cantrip?
That's what I want to check. If Toll the Dead needs visual. It's you can see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know if there are any spells that don't require visual. I'm going to just I'm gonna try for a blind strike booming blade on one of these 2 guys on the ground.
The cat, no.
Roll to hit.
Not the cat. One of the 2 frog people.
Roll to hit at disadvantage.
Yep. But they're prone. Does that give me advantage?
You know what? Yeah, it does.
Straight roll. Here we go. Hey, does a 21 hit?
Yeah, 21 hits.
All right.
And no fireball Loxy.
Oh.
He's just daredeviling it.
Yep.
Yep.
What do you want? Justice.
Justice. Yeah. 23 damage.
All right. And now these guys are officially part of combat, so I got to roll their initiatives.
Oh, I will add 23 on top of that.
Oh my god.
Just insult to injury.
46. Just to be like, I can't see you. Ah!
Hey, they didn't say it. They just said screaming, so I went with the sword. And I'm going.
So, this is becoming a thing.
I'm like, so you better surrender. I'm like the other one. So you're surrendering or what?
All right. Now, you guys, when the beginning of this next round comes, you guys will not be blind. You do hear the heavy thumps of some machinery from behind you. It sounds like some of those automatons are starting to make some headway through that spell. And unfortunately, there's not much more I can do at the moment. So, FaZe.
I can see. Is my ears blaring?
No, it's not like a flash. It's not like a flashbang. It was
A
just
concussion
light.
grenade.
Right. It's just light.
Um, are the two frog people still on the ground?
They are indeed on the ground.
I didn't kill him.
The other one's still alive. Then okay.
They are.
Uh,
They are both seemingly alive.
One skewered with the sword.
I will step into the home and I'm just gonna. Yeah, no, I can't do anything from this distance to help Thaco. So I'm just gonna hold out a coin,
Oh
a
God.
copper coin.
Okay.
To is that any of them? Are both of them are alive and conscious? I'm guessing.
Both of them are alive. Both of them, they're covering their eyes. One of them is bleeding profusely from a cut from the sword. There are bits of shrapnel in them at the moment.
I'm gonna point the coin towards the other one that's not caked in pain, and I'm just gonna say, if you try to get up or move, you're going to get shot.
Okay.
And I'm just going to hold my action to cast Catapult on the coin if the one I'm looking at tries to get up or move.
Okay. Which will bring us back to Axel. You are now able to see.
How many of the automatons are within 30 feet of me?
All still trapped inside that spell because they keep failing their stupid throws.
We're just gonna leave, and they'll be there to this very day.
Best luck fitting through that hole.
I mean, every time they start moving forward because they use half their movement when they stand up from being prone. They make 15-foot headway in a 40-foot spell, and then they fail their save, and they have to start all over again.
And then they have to get pushed 5 feet back.
So at the moment, they are all inside the spell still.
I'm going to hold my action if any of the two frog people get up to move. I'll cast Magnify Gravity on them at second level.
Okay. Thackelbane is not in the room.
He'll roll a death save when he gets back.
He will roll a death save when he gets back. One of the frog man that was stabbed by you, Leech, his hands drop from his eyes now that he can see, just like the rest of you. Blood dripping down from the different wounds that he has received. Turns, looks, sees you in the room, sees this glowing coin in FaZe's hand, looks up and sees Axel, just kind of giving a grim look at him. And for a moment there, you just see this look of resignation on his face. And then he pulls one of the pieces of shrapnel out of his shoulder, thinks about it for a moment, and then the piece of shrapnel launches at you for a nat 20.
Oh.
As he casts Catapult at you.
Isn't it a dexterity saving throw?
Or sorry, dex save. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. Yes, dex saving throw, please.
Who?
Leech.
Oh, me. So is it a range attack at close range?
It's a dexterity saving throw from you to see if the catapult spell strikes you.
Here we go.
I can
Dirty 20.
see it, right?
Dirty 20. 15
Dirty
plus
20?
5.
Okay. You do see this happening, yes.
I'm going to adjust density of the piece of shrapnel so its speed is lowered by 10 feet.
Hey.
Okay. I don't think that'll have an effect on catapult.
It would. I don't know.
Let me double check.
I mean, it
Curse
shoots
you
out by
magic.
45 feet, so would it just go to 35 feet instead?
Right.
I mean, he only has to shoot it 5 feet because I'm standing over him.
Well, if it misses, theoretically, it could hit something else behind you.
Right. So it is a dex save. It has. Yeah, the speed being reduced isn't going to change it by too much. I will adjust the damage output though. So we will re-roll that one with this. And perfect. So you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing strikes you. Instead of
All
3d8, instead of 3d8, I rolled 3d6 because of Axel's spell.
Oh, so a 20 didn't save? Dang.
Or sorry, I'm sorry, you did save. My bad.
Oh.
So yeah,
Oh, it's a save or suck?
Yep.
Okay.
you made it.
How much damage was that?
That
I put it in. I don't remember. So
It was 13.
13.
13?
Yeah, so take that
Okay.
back. You saved.
All right.
Thank you for reminding me. My brain is all over the place right now.
No, it's all sorts of stuff. The explosion threw you off. It's fine.
And the tree
Yeah,
in my
so
front yard.
The tree, the storm, Discord.
Yep. So
I'm guessing
I float
Roll.
quick.
Yeah, you didn't make a death save.
Oof, 12.
You're good. That's another save.
Very good. So I float quickly to the side and dodge it. Hey, we're doing. So we're going down like this, huh?
Yep. And it
Does
is
he
now-
remain prone on the?
Yeah, he does
Does
not
he remain
stand
prone
up.
on the ground?
He does not stand
Okay.
up.
Okay.
Does it trigger anything from us?
You both said that your trigger was them trying to get up. He did not get up.
Yeah. Mine was if the one that's further away gets up or tries to move on the ground.
Mm-hmm. He hasn't done anything yet, so.
Nope.
Dr. Leech, it is your turn.
All right. How do I want to do this? Let's see. How much do I dislike this guy? The real questions.
He shot a piece of shrapnel at you.
He did.
I mean, he was good enough to pull it out of his own body, so, bloodborne pathogens.
Like,
It'll get you later.
I'm like, now, good. You want to die a warrior's death? I can give you that. I'm gonna cast Holy Weapon, and then I'm gonna come down again with the thunder. So my sword goes like jet black with light around the corners. So it's like it's a like the sword looks like an eclipse as it pulls in dark power, and I slam it down into him. All right. So this will be 5d8.
Straight advantage on this one because it's a
Advantage on roll. Let's do this, baby. Yeah, that's a nat 19. That'll
work.
hit. All right. So 14, 15, 20, 25 damage.
Okay.
Yep. Slam it down into him. And that's my action bonus action.
And this guy, you all but severed his arm from the shoulder with that strike. He's still conscious.
One tough frog.
He's still conscious. His arm is all but severed. His attention appears to have stopped being on you and is now more focused to the fact that there's only a little bit of skin holding his arm on. So, there is that. Thank you for the cheers. And you hear a bunch more metal bouncing off of walls behind you. God, these guys are rolling horribly. The one on the ground that hasn't done anything finally does do something as you watch his knees slowly but surely creep up closer and closer and closer to his chin as he takes upon himself the fetal position.
Does that trigger my coin?
If you want it to trigger your coin, you may.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. See if it works.
It wouldn't.
Does it trigger my magnified gravity?
If you want it to, you may.
Oh, I do.
He'll be
Okay.
crushed into that fetal. He'll be one tight ball.
Um,
Oh, Metroid over here.
what save is that, Con?
Con 17.
Awesome. He rolled a 9.
It's a 10-foot radius sphere, so anything in that, and they would take 13 force damage, and any object, the speed is halved if they failed,
So
and
you
then any object not being worn or carried, it requires a strength save to move.
okay? So it's a 10-foot sphere.
Yep.
Okay, let's try this. Oh, great. So what you see happen here, as he starts to bring his knees up to his chin, all of a sudden it goes into this awesome slow motion effect as you watch everything distort around him and his partner laying next to him. The arm of the one that was almost severed is now completely severed as it just gets crushed by this gravitational field. Both of them cry out in agony. The one who has now lost an arm falls unconscious from the pain. The one that's curling up in the fetal position is crying out in pain. You see some random debris around them, just flattens like pancakes all in this area. So yeah, that was kind of ugly. FaZe, it is now your turn.
Is that gravitational occurring still, or is it
No, it's just a one-off.
just a one-off? Okay. I'll tuck my copper coin away, and I'm just gonna walk up to the one that was attempting to go into the fetal position, and I'm just going to stand there with my floating clock. I'll actually still pull out another coin and just point and just show it to him,
Mm-hmm.
and then just hold it. And I'll hold my action still if he tries to do anything remotely magical.
Okay. Axel, what would you like to do here? There's the sound of machines being slammed against the wall still, and this guy is in the fetal position crying.
Yeah, I'm getting bored of these machines, so I'm just gonna drop my Sleet Storm and Gravity Sinkhole 20 feet above them.
All
Or
right.
15 feet above them.
15? Okay. That one.
Guess you could say they didn't understand the gravity of the situation.
So if it's 15 feet above them, okay. So you watch all of them get sucked up by this gravity well. And
They'll be moved 20 feet because of the extra 5 from my ability.
right. And
Nice.
immediately after the spell, they're slammed back into the ground. Is that how
Yes.
this works? Okay.
Yeah,
So they get launched into the air and then launched back down at the ground. The back and forth of this, slamming them into the ground, they actually take quite a significant amount of damage from that.
One of them will take 2d10,
Okay. Just roll that down.
and it's a total of 28 from the Gravity Sinkhole.
28. And what's the 2d10 extra?
11.
So one of them takes 39. All right. They are still trying to move, but they are all prone again.
All that's happened to these robots is they exited a door. They just
And then, as a reaction, I'm firebolting the one that had its arm severed.
Okay. Roll to hit and don't roll a 1.
26?
I think that'll hit.
I don't think it would matter.
15 damage.
15 damage. He ceases any amount of movement now. Anything else from you, Axel?
There was a magic burst.
Good call. Let's see what that brings, because the other magic burst didn't pull anything that was relevant.
Right. We've been doing those magic bursts. They're good.
They are lots of fun.
They're literally my favorite. That's the only thing I use my dragon scales for.
All right. So you guys, as you're doing this thing, you hear a lot of clanging from behind you. So for a brief moment, you take a look over your shoulder. And as you do, FaZe and Leech, you both see Axel upside down, floating in the air. Axel, nothing appears to happen.
Hey, that's my move.
We had 2 people upside down now.
So yeah,
That's my turn.
to you, Axel, you don't. It doesn't appear anything has happened, but these two are looking at you rather oddly, and Leech goes, "That's my move."
So you're just upside down on the broom.
All right. So that brings us to Thaco's Bane. One more death saving throw.
Come on.
I got a nat 1.
Did you?
Oh no!
Way worse.
That is.
You've got-
That
Wait, is there a no nat 1?
I was going to say that is stoppable because there is a no nat 1 on the table.
Okay, I thought we had used it before.
There were
Sweet.
2.
I will.
There were
use
2.
that.
Oh, perfect.
Now just don't roll another one.
I was gonna say you've got 2 successes so far, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Leech,
2.
just don't call any dice numbers. Don't call any dice numbers.
I got a 10 total.
You are now stable but unconscious.
Well, these frogs have given up. We can get to you.
Exactly.
I mean, did they give up or were they crushed?
Yes.
The automatons.
No, the frog.
The one frog that's missing an arm is dead. The other one is still wailing in misery, curled in a fetal position, shivering in fright.
I'm gonna add Frog Wizard to the book.
Okay.
That whiny's gonna get annoying.
But this brings us to the automatons as one of them gets up and starts moving toward you all. He is now 35 feet away from Thaco Bane, who is unconscious on the ground.
Again.
They just recognize you. It's the only thing that they know.
Well, I'm just giving you guys. I'm giving you guys frame of reference and distance. And Dr. Leech, it is your turn.
All right. FaZe, you seem to have this in order. I like to the frog guy. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna fly over to Thaco Bane. Can I get to him in one turn?
Yeah.
Okay. And I will administer a healing. So pull out Dr. Leech Miracle Elixir trademark, and pour that in the wounds. Hey, you heal for 20.
Woo.
That was crit. So you are back up.
Now remember, you can, if you're willing to risk it, try again, but there are side effects. I mean, you still have hives.
Well, we're still in combat, right?
And with that, you watch as the rest of the automatons get up and start moving toward you all. The frog creature is just laying there, and FaZe and Axel, you two are close enough that you can hear him whimpering, "Don't kill me, don't kill me."
That's a very intimidating coin.
And FaZe, it is now on you.
All right. That being the case, did the explosion blow open the windows by chance?
Oh, there is no glass left. No
glass.
No glass left.
How far is the closest construct?
So from there to there, we'd say about 100 feet.
100 feet. All right, that definitely puts a damper on a lot of my stuff. I could try to communicate with them.
It's possible.
Oh, no, here. I'm going to look at the one that's on the ground. How do we stop the mechanoids from moving towards us? You turned them on. How do you turn them off?
Can I move?
Yes.
As he, I mean, as small of motions as it can possibly take, it starts to roll over. He looks across the room, and you hear, we can't. It's broke. As you see where he's looking, the console that they were using is demolished.
You wouldn't happen to have like a safety word or anything?
Pineapple!
You just hear from down the hallway, I have a safety word.
He looks at you. They're just programmed not to hurt us.
Would they
Throw him here. Throw him here. He's been promoted to shield.
To shield. How big is the hole that we created? Would those big guys be able to fit through the hole?
Almost definitely. It ripped this thing wide open.
Damn. All right.
Have you ever thrown a can of baked beans into a fire?
No.
Oh, dang it! Because that's a perfect analogy. Because it's just.
I have seen a can explode, so I'll use that as a comparison.
Pretty much the exact same thing. It's peeled wide open.
Yeah, he's been promoted to shield. I'll pick him up and I'll move him as far as I can.
I'm gonna try this. Oh yeah, he is nothing but a quivering mass of blubber at the moment.
I've got nothing, and I'll move as close as I can, I suppose, with my movement.
Yep. We'll reduce it by 5 because you're carrying this thing. Axel.
I'll increase his movement speed.
Okay. So your movement speed. How much is it increased by?
10 feet.
Okay, so you have an extra 5 feet of movement.
Solid. I can get further out the door.
Yep. Axel, it is your turn. You see as FaZe picks up the frog thing and starts walking out of the room.
I'll just look over at him, be like, meh, and Evard's black tentacle in the room at 5th level.
Okay. And how big is that area?
A 20-foot cube.
20-foot cube. I'm assuming you're centering. Well, where are you centering it?
I'll try and get as many of them as I can, like right between, starting in about halfway to the large group and then coming into the room.
Okay, we'll say that you get all but one of them.
The slow one.
All right.
Putting a hurt on these guys.
Oh, these guys are in just, yeah. All right, so on the beginning of their turns, they have to make a dex save. This is going to suck.
Yeah. Giant robots, maybe not very nimble.
Well, no, it's they actually have a decent dex modifier. I have just been rolling absolutely poorly for any dex saving throw.
And the one that's closest to us, I'm going to frostbite.
Okay. That would be a 15.
Does not beat it, so
No,
it
doesn't.
takes 11 points of frost damage.
All right.
disadvantage on its next weapon attack. And if I'm not mistaken, because it is a spell, I can't push it back 5 feet.
Yes, you can.
Does it move into the black tentacles?
Sure, why not?
That's the voice of the resignation. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it.
I mean,
Thaco's Bane.
Good job, everyone.
Thaco's Bane.
I am going to use a 3rd level Cure Wounds on myself. And
Okay.
I'm also going to use my bonus action to sacrifice a sorcerer point to add my con mod to that.
Okay.
So I will heal myself for 24.
There you go.
nice.
Very nice.
And holy smokes, for the first time I rolled something decent. I rolled a nat 20 on his dex save.
I wish I had another stasis thing. I could make him re-roll that.
I wish it was a strength thing, because then I could just make him have disadvantage.
Right. So on a save, do I take any damage for that?
Beware the wizard party.
Beware the wizard that's been down half of this day.
Beware the wizard party.
This is a heist. This is a heist, and you've been playing a long con.
Right.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So if
You're
I
just
make
lying in wait.
if I
It
make
doesn't
my
take any
save,
damage,
okay.
but if it does start its turn in the area, it's already restrained.
Right. So I rolled a 20 for the saving throw because it started its turn in the tentacles. So does that mean I break free? Let me double check that. I've only used the hentai spell once, so I don't recognize it very well.
I have not even seen it used, so.
It's actually a really good spell.
Especially when I can move people without their will.
I know. So it's a 20-foot square that within range that you can see. The area is turned into difficult terrain. If a creature enters the affected area or starts their turn there, they have to make a dexterity saving throw or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and be restrained by the tentacles. A creature that starts its turn in the area is already restrained and takes 3d6 bludgeoning damage. So I take the 3d6 because I started my turn in there. I made the dex saving throw so I can free myself after taking the damage.
Hey.
I rolled almost max.
Nice.
Hey.
17.
17.
Nice. And you watch as one of the automatons makes his way out of the spell.
Oh no. It's the first time that they're actually been dangerous.
Bring it! I'm up there with my sword and shield.
Dr.
Do
Leach.
Soon to be another shield.
Dr. Leach, it is your turn.
Yeah. Boy, how should I do this? I will. Let's see. If I use a healing tonic, do I still get a bonus action cantrip?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I will heal myself quick. For 20, and then I will charge. Charge at him, booming blade.
Okay.
Do it.
But you used a potion, so you won't be able to attack.
I thought I can use a cantrip.
Booming Blade's just a modifier, though.
It just
I don't think it
adds-
actually.
It doesn't
No,
take effect until you hit.
I thought you do an attack as part of the spell.
Let me double.
It just
oh,
said
wait,
you
yes,
take an attack
yes,
as part of the spell.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
yes.
Gotcha. Oh, right, yeah, because normally it is.
Because
an action.
otherwise, I'd cast it and then have to wait another turn to attack. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Right. So,
I forget that it's normally an action.
right.
mm-hmm.
True
All
threats
right.
don't worry, you have to wait.
So does a 21 hit these beefy boys?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so that is 32 damage. Does the difference between radiant or necrotic or thunder damage make a difference on this guy?
Negative.
Okay, good.
And as you
Rock 'em.
as you slam into this creature, you watch as the entire thing kind of shrinks under the pressure of your spell. There are serious mars on this thing, and your attack, along with the damage that it took from the spells, it looks pretty darn beat up. You've seen
This,
better chassis in a junkyard.
this was the one that was closest to us beforehand, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just making sure because that's the one that had the disadvantage.
Yep. And let's see if any of the rest of them can get out of this spell. One of them succeeds.
Hey!
1 out of 6.
2 of them succeed.
Oh no.
2 of them succeed.
That's still half of them. Half of them have gotten out.
I need damage rolls. I need a damage roll from you, Axel. If you want to roll individually, you may. Otherwise, you can roll once, and I'll assign it to them all.
Just do it once. 9.
Okay. 9. Okay.
Do the ones that fail get stuck in there and take more damage?
Yeah, once you're restrained, you take the bludgeoning damage at the start of your turn.
Oh, okay. I thought that there was additional, like cold or something. Might be thinking of a different spell.
No, not this one. So that would be their turn. There are now 3 of them that have escaped the spell and are approaching. They are within 15 feet of you, Dr. Leech and Thacobane. They are roughly 75 feet away from you, FaZe and Axel. And that brings us to the top of the round with FaZe. You have a quivering, blubbering mass of frog in your hands as you're approaching these robots.
You just hear slurping and see tentacles everywhere.
So using my movement, how close does that bring me?
What is your normal movement?
My normal movement is 30.
So you'd be 35 feet closer, bringing you 40 feet into range of those guys.
Nice. And then I will, holding the back of this guy's clothes, my other hand, I'm going to bring out the copper coin that I've been threatening him with and shoot it forwards using a first level spell for catapult in a line. So if one misses, maybe it'll go to the next one.
Okay.
So yeah, dexterity saving throw.
We will say that it's possibly... Yeah, you hit the first one.
Okay. So then 3d8.
Well, the question is, are you going to be aiming at the most damaged one or the other 2 that don't look quite as damaged?
The more damaged one.
Okay.
Uh, 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. As you do this, the creature, you watch as the coin embeds in this thing and punches through the metal chest plate that it has. And there is a brief moment where it stops moving. And then you watch the insides of this thing turn from red to a very familiar blue light that starts expanding out of it.
Please don't explode. Please don't explode.
And it explodes.
Hey!
However, it is a much more contained explosion in comparison to the raw crystal. And shrapnel flies all about, but it's not much of a threat to you guys at your distance.
And then with my bonus action, just kind of came to my mind the when we were in the vault when that one figure, the illusory figure of a humanoid, showed up. Does either of these 2 frog-like people look like the one that threatened us?
No, they don't.
Okay. That's all.
All right, Axel.
I don't like that 3 of them made it out.
Gonna cast it again.
Well, of the 3 that made it out, one of them's dead.
Yeah, but his body's still there.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna gravity sinkhole, pull them 20 feet closer towards it.
All right.
5th level.
Dex, con save or dex?
Con.
Dang it, they both missed by 1.
Ooh.
I rolled 2 15s.
Would Dex have changed those numbers?
Yes.
They're more dexterous than they are Constitution?
Strange as it
Dang.
is, yes.
Dang.
So they are moved 20 feet backward, and how much damage do they take?
They're moved 25 feet backward because of
Okay.
the extra 5.
Okay.
But it's more of an up trajectory.
Okay. Do they take
Up
any?
and back.
Do they take any damage from the spell itself?
Oh yeah, I'm rolling it.
Okay.
$31 points of force damage,
Good grief.
and then one of them will take an extra 2d10 falling down.
Okay.
How far away were they from the
Oh, they'll be right back
black
in.
mana?
They'll be on the far side of the spell now.
Okay, so they won't land in it.
They will land in it on the far side.
Oh, so they'll take the dex save too.
They have to move into it of their own volition for that saving throw to go. They will start their turn in it, but any spells like this, they have to move of their own volition. If you're pushed into something like Spirit Guardians, Moonlight, or Moonbeam or whatnot, it doesn't trigger it.
It's good to know.
And one of them takes 11 points of falling damage.
All right. And you hear the sound of metal slamming into the ground and then slurping tentacles going as they slap all over these things. Anything else, Axel?
They're farther than 120 feet, right?
You moved it 20 feet away, or 25 feet away from where you were. You were 75 feet, so they're about 100 feet away.
Oh, okay, then I'll firebolt the one that... I'll firebolt the one that I made take the extra damage.
Okay. Now, for you guys, they are visible.
22 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Uh, 8 damage.
All right. And that one's looking pretty darn beat up now, too. Thaco's Bane.
Still muted, by the way.
Twiz, I can't hear you.
There we go.
Hey, hi, how are you?
All right, so I'm gonna use the vitriolic sphere, slightly behind the 3 that are coming towards me and Leech.
All of them are now inside that 20-foot area that is covered in tentacles.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'm just gonna acid bath all of them.
Well,
and what's the saving throw?
Dex of 16.
One of them makes it. Told you, I am rolling horrible for dexterity saves today.
That'll be 30 acid damage, and then they will take another 5d4 at the end of their turn.
All right.
End of my turn, my bad.
And oh, this is going to be fun. There are 5, so we'll do this. Oh, goody.
Oh boy.
Shoot. Oh no. Okay. So how many do you get? And
Thaco Bane, no.
Great.
all right. So what you see happen here? You cast that spell. This orb of acid appears over them, and you watch one of them just dissolve and melt. And there is that flash of blue light and another explosion. As that happens, fire bursts out from it, shrapnel flies all about, and then all of a sudden you watch as another one starts to glow.
Great.
And it explodes. 2 of them vaporize as you see shrapnel and fire everywhere inside these black tentacles. There are now 3 that are still alive, and they look really freaking rough.
Acid, hands, tentacles,
Gravity.
gravity.
Yeah, I'm just at the edge of this chaos, and like reflected in my goggles is just all this fire. And just like, yeah.
Grin.
Somehow you managed to set off a chain reaction, Thacos Bane.
Woohoo.
Anything else out of you at the moment?
No.
Okay. Leech, there are 3 of them that are still caught inside those tentacles, and they are looking pretty rough.
Don't think I'm going to go in. I guess I will just stand outside the circle, and I'm going to hit the first one that comes out with the booming blades.
All right.
Just like, okay, here we
If they
go.
make it out.
If they make it
If
out,
they make it out, it's like, yep.
roll me 3d6.
I'm just admiring Axel's work.
There you go. Roll me 3d6, Axel.
Another 9.
Outstanding.
I almost feel bad. Like, are we allowed to feel bad, Thaco Bane?
If
No, not at all.
All right, Dr. Leech, your held action to attack the first one that steps out. One of them saves.
Oh boy. I assume the one I hit earlier is dead.
Oh yeah, very much.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I actually I have to use the. I just realized I have to use the 6 that
You
Miss
got
Roll gave me.
earlier. Okay.
Yep. So I assume that's going. To miss. Does a 15 hit?
Nope. This time it does
Nope.
not.
Okay, so miss.
And that brings us back to the top of the round because oh wait, no. It made it out, and it's close enough to hit you, and you didn't kill it. So
Yeah,
it's
bring it.
I can do something. I can do something.
You can attack! I think this is the first time you've been able to actually roll an attack.
Yeah, these guys have just been like, yeah. It's been...
In the
This is what happens when you let the player hit.
wizard party.
Wizards go first. It's just mayhem.
All right, it swings its weapon at you. Does a 15 hit?
No.
Okay. As it swings its weapon around and misses, it brings both of its arms above, and with the butt of its weapon and both of its hands, it goes to slam down on you. I'm assuming a 21 does hit.
Shield.
So it does hit. Your shield.
Shield. Like, yep, magic shield. Yep.
And that brings us to Phase.
I guess I have to finish the job. I pull out another copper coin and I shoot it at the thing. It's a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Ooh. I rolled a 21.
Hey.
Yeah, that saves. Are any of the other ones in line by chance?
Let's find out. Yeah. One of them is.
All right, well, let's save on that part too.
He rolled a 12.
All right. 3d8 bludgeoning damage by copper coin. Quite literal infinite ammo with these. And that one was okay. I got 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
13. All right. You miss your intended target, and you watch as it continues to careen off into the black tentacles, and you hear the telltale sound of ping. And anything else phase?
Is he within 30 feet of me by chance?
You have not moved any farther forward, so he is within 40 feet of you.
Okay, can I move close enough to get within 30 feet?
You haven't moved this
I
turn,
wouldn't do
so
that.
you haven't moved this round, so yes, you could if you want to.
Great. I'll use as a bonus action Sapping Sting, so he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. That
would be a 6.
All right, he takes 2d4 necrotic damage and falls prone.
Oh, God.
Oh, mean.
Oh, that dude, he takes 2 necrotic damage.
And you watch as he just kind of goes. Axel.
They're all in 20-foot radius sphere, right?
Yeah, they should be, yes.
I think it's time.
Do it.
Alright, fireball at 3rd level.
Yes! It's finally happening!
Only one of them saves.
What do you mean it's finally happening? We nuked ants.
Axel
I've been waiting for the fireball.
Axel is finally doing his fireball.
Yes.
Oh, Axel's doing the fireball.
He finally gets to drop one.
I'm all out of
Low, it's
fireball.
only 34 damage.
Only 34. That's fine. As this fireball erupts around, there is a cacophony of explosions as all three of them have that white glow about them and then burst into shrapnel and flames.
Do I have to worry since I'm standing next to one?
Yes, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. 16.
16, you wind up taking 13 points of damage.
Ugh, could be worse.
Yes, it could. I rolled really low.
I went, ugh, well, it hit harder than your fists.
And you guys are, with the exception of your captive, now out of combat.
Mm-hmm. I write frog wizards, 6 giant robots in the book. I cross out Thako Bane Uwu. Get you next time.
Don't cross it out yet.
Right.
And
Alright, so Storm really didn't do that much work there.
right?
You're right, the coins did a little bit more.
I mean, it basically forced them to just stand there for a while.
Thankfully, they didn't have any range.
No, that was
They
Very
did, but
nice.
it was only 10 feet.
And they were essentially blind.
All right, so yes, you guys are out of combat. You have one of these frog guys in your hand phase and a bunch of dead robots in a factory around you.
I suggest you tell us where we can go to leave.
Yes. Well, yes. Can we get out of here? You know, back to the office?
Where your
No.
dead friend is.
No, not that office. The other one. You know, the one with the secret door and my desk and my bed? You want out?
All right. I mean, I will start taking him down that path.
Okay. And I mean, as you're holding on to him, he's not moving. His shoulders are all the way up to his earlobes, and he's actually trying to take the fetal position in a vertical, as you're carrying him vertically.
Yeah. So are there any other doors? There's the door by the exploded room, right?
Yep. There's no. The only other door that you know of are the two giant ones that the robots came out of.
Mm-hmm.
If I put my oil of slipperiness inside the Warforged, does that give him more movement speed?
I'm going to say no.
Wouldn't I just slide? Just glide across the ground?
We just invented Heelys.
The darkest of magic.
As after a short amount of time, you make your way back into the office. I promise I won't run, but could you please let me go?
I'll let him go, but I'm gonna turn so that way we're facing. At least that my back is facing the door, so he would have to run past me if he wanted to run.
As you set him down for a brief moment, he kind of pauses and waits, and gives a very strong side eye to Leech and Axel.
I'm just twirling my dagger of warning in my hand.
Right.
My sword is still glowing.
He takes a moment, kind of straightens out his clothing a little bit, walks over to the desk, and starts rifling through a bunch of papers, and pulls one up. Okay, here we go. All right, so before anything else, I want to say I'm sorry. This really wasn't my idea, but my brother said that this would be extremely lucrative. I'm sorry you guys got caught up in this. And then he starts reading off of the piece of paper in front of him. All of you roll Arcana.
Ooh,
Nat 20.
that was two different ends of the spectrum there.
Yep.
I rolled a 23.
Okay.
I have a total of 29.
Okay. And
Total of 19.
All right.
What's your total?
11, but it is a nat 1.
We're all so smart.
You are.
Wizards.
It's almost like we're wizards.
Unfortunately, Dr. Leech, this one does escape you. However, the rest of you recognize the spell as plane shift. Darkness, thank you very kindly for the follow and the sub.
Before he finishes the incantation, can I ask him? I just want to speak out. Is your brother the one that brought us here? The brother that threatened us?
He's the one that's dead in the office.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good. Then you're in charge. We've been looking for management. In that case, I will heal him.
Okay.
For 18.
Okay. You watch as some of the shrapnel just goes tink, tink, tink and falls out of his body. I thank you for that.
If we find out you keep doing what your brother's doing, we'll kill you.
We do have 50 more of those crystals.
Oh, please.
Yes, we're keeping those.
Actually, no, please don't. Each of those shards is condensed magic, the essence of a wizard, or sorcerer, or spellcaster. My brother's been doing this for quite some time. There are no more spellcasters on our realm except for he and I.
So you?
Yeah, me. Oh, that's strange. What I'd like is if you could leave them here, I may be able to reverse engineer what we did and give the magic back to our people.
I would say that this is an anomaly by every regard. To return magic is to return what is meant to be there. So
It can't hurt to try.
What do you got?
Dr. Leech. I got a dead brother, some robots.
Tell you what. You get the stones, we get the schematics for your robots. Deal?
Okay. And he turns around and starts peeling schematics off the wall and rolling them up. And after a couple of minutes, he throws them in a tube and hands them to you, Dr. Leach.
We good?
Do I get the crystal?
I dump out the just haphazardly dumping, just like aggressively dumping them out while I'm just looking at him.
Oh, you watch this.
These things I know these things can take a beating, so I'm just making this guy nervous.
And you are. I mean, beads of sweat are rolling off of him. He's half a step shy of diving under the desk.
I wouldn't save him.
Right?
I pulled him out, but I also accidentally pull out like a severed drow hand, and I just stuff that back in.
Oh yeah, it had the intended effect. He is mortified at this turn of events. But he's enough. Please, all of you stand over by the bed, which you guys would recognize as a couch.
Oh, right, because the brother probably actually got like the bed or whatever, if there were one.
Right. And he reads off the scroll that he's got in front of him. You guys feel that a lurch as the spell takes effect, and slowly but surely everything around you starts to change, melt away, and then fade into existence as you are back in your respective home planes.
Just before vanishing, can I just attempt to do modify memory on him?
Roll me a d20.
Okay. 14. Do I add anything to that?
Nope. You succeed on being able to cast it before the spell ends, and I rolled a 14 on my save.
Okay, well, he does fail. So... oh man, this is a novel.
Yeah, twist that mustache.
Have fun with this.
What can I can change up to 10 minutes in the last 24 hours. How can I just make this the worst?
He killed his brother.
Oh, dark.
Oh
my god, Axel.
Ooh.
I'm living up to family trauma here.
I'll have it where the last 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to modify it to where him and his brother are in that faculty room. Okay. And there's a moment of pause between the two of them before any of us get there. There's 10 minutes that pass. And the entire time that he's there, his brother is menacingly getting closer and closer with an uncharged crystal and is threatening him that he'll take his wizard energy and put it into it. So in retaliation, he grabs the crystal and breaks it. And it wouldn't happen, but then there's the explosion and his brother is disintegrated and he miraculously lives unscathed.
Awesome. So in his mind, he believes he caused all of that mayhem in the factory.
Yes.
Okay.
And that we have just disappeared.
We didn't exist.
And somehow their schematics are missing, but they got all the crystals.
You guys can't just disappear from his memory as you guys had spent so much time down there. But
so he just lets us go.
Yep, you guys finish this off. You watch as the last little fading image of that office room, you see your would-be captor break down in tears, and you hear much akin to Star Trek, "Why?"
I've done terrible things in that room.
And you guys reappear in your respective planes, knowing that you have survived what could have been something very much different had the frog folk managed to successfully take your magic. And we have successfully completed your one shot.
Hey!
Didn't die, best attempts, but
I'm sorry, but the stupid fails on dexterity saves for all 6 of those freaking automatons sucked.
That
we
was
killed the frog wizards before they had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
No, we let one live. That was our mistake.
We'll see another party in the future, get teleported back naked.
Right?
This time he'll be prepared. He won't have the crystals just sitting
But
out.
yeah.
So
GG.
again, I put this
Fun game.
together. I put this together specifically because you guys all chose wizards, but the entirety of the story, the plot line, and the arc on how it went was generated using the Trinity Knot Studios GM tarot cards.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
So I mean, the fine details were made up by me, but the actual overarching plot arc and things like that were generated by those cards. So you got to see a full-on one-shot made by Trinity Knot Studio cards, GM Tarot cards. And I mean, I thought it was a blast. You guys were so much fun to have around.
That was tons of fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was. That was great.
So I really hope we can do this again in the near future. I do plan on having more Patreon one-shots or just viewer one-shots, depending on who's available for what.
Always willing to play.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that.
Thanks.
I do want to try and get new people in here so that we can get a few more fresh faces, especially people who haven't had a chance to play. I'd love to give them a chance.
Absolutely.
But I love the fact that you guys are willing to come back because I may end up bringing you guys in as the veteran to help the newbies learn.
When in doubt, just put a black hole in the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wait it out, just puke it out.
Learning from us is a scary thought, but we're willing to do it. I will mentor them in the dark arts of power gaming.
I kind of want to know what he's thinking in his head because he just saw like the room of automatons go from winter to tentacles.
There's like a really bad anime.
He's gonna have nightmares for a long time.
There's not enough therapy in this world.
Yep. Oh boy.
So let's go around real quick. Dr. Leach, what did you think about this? What were some of the highlights you had?
I had a great time. Thanks for having me. This has been amazing. Boy, yeah, Axel finally got to see the fireball, along with some just ridiculous damage in general. But yes, FaZe, Taco Bait, those characters were also ridiculous. We never found out what happened to that cat. It's gone. Next episode, we gotta find out what happened with that cat. This has gotta happen.
We went into one of the other doors. There was a cat door that you couldn't see.
Yeah,
it just went into those. We didn't go to the other 2 rooms.
I bet you
we know
there's
FaZe
5 more
couldn't see it
left.
because it has no depth perception.
There's probably 5 more vaults, and one of them's the cat vault, and then that's where, yeah. So that's the only thing. But great time. Yeah, love you guys. This was great.
This is tons of fun.
All
Dangerous to
right.
have cats in it. It's
Always
expensive
love to
explosive crystals.
always love to play Dr. Leach. It was good to bring him in.
All right, Tyler, Misrolled Adventures. What do
Oh,
you
this
think?
was-
What were your highlights?
This was tons and tons of fun. One of the highlights is definitely Thaco Bane's hatred towards the cat and throwing a fourth or fifth level fireball at a lone cat perched.
Yeah, just
That was incredible.
I will tell you this much, Twiz, that cat survived with 2 hit points.
Oh, motherfucker.
If we had known that we could have used our cantrips as bonus actions, the cat would have been dead.
I was doing it. You should have learned.
I didn't pay attention. I was like, is Frostbite a bonus action? Is it really?
I'm just imagining there's like a scene after this. It's like a reverse Dr. Claw from Mr. Gadget. There's the cat being petted by somebody, and then the cat's like, yes, yes.
Secretly, I was the main villain.
Yeah, true. It turns out there's the frog guy petting the cat, and it turns like, yeah, the cat's been pulling the strings the whole time.
I'll get you next time.
One of my other favorite things is definitely Axel's reactions to our antics.
Yeah.
It felt like a true dynamic of pure frustration, but then it coming to acceptance.
I told you I'm the middle child of my family.
I do have to say, in regards to that, Tyler, my favorite comment was in Discord when Axel went, "I cannot believe that I am the voice of reason for this party."
Yeah.
All
And then
right.
just having such crazy initiative was just fun. It was just a fun gimmick.
All right, Twiz. What about you?
It was freaking great. The whole everyone was a caster was a freaking blast. Like,
Literally.
that was absolutely, yeah, literally. Granted, there was only like one other fireball other than me. Pokemon, why are you mad at me? I'll talk to you on Discord.
To be fair, I was busy crushing everything's spine.
Making everything a tin can.
Yep.
Man, just like
Gravity
the
Wizard,
hilarity
man.
of
That's
it was
crazy.
great.
That, yeah. Axel, highlights, favorite moments. What'd you think?
Highlight would be the whole thing. This is probably the most fun I've had so far. You all are amazing to play with, especially when you sit in a table that I'm telling you not to sit in 12 times. I like being able to finally show off Gravity Wizard and see how it actually can be good and crush everything, since everyone seems to think it's not fun as Chronologist.
Really?
It actually has.
Oh, to be
14 initiative.
Well, you got me sold. I'll give it an A+.
They both seem great.
Yeah, they both. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Time Wizard Gravity Wizard combo. That was nuts. Yeah.
You
I'm just up there, just bat with the sword.
With your
But you guys are just like, the whole room is crazy. Worth it.
Nope, I have to say that was probably one thing that I thought was amazing too. You guys brought in those two new mage classes, and I haven't seen them in action. I saw them in the book. I read about them. I thought they were interesting, but to see the two of you play them and actually showcase them, that was a lot of fun. Definitely makes me as a DM have to look at things slightly differently, because it affects things in ways that you know, having played for as long as I have, the only other one that was a mess for me was psionics, because that just broke everything. But to see time magic and gravity magic used the way that they are with those classes, they're a lot of fun. I thank you guys for bringing them out and showing them off.
I didn't even showcase my other psychic magic. I was just going to make them think that they were aging backwards or forwards with, like, what is it, the phantasmal force? Just make them think that they're, like, suddenly a 4-year-old or suddenly they're 170.
I was hoping we were going to fight on the cliff or something, so I could just drop them 100 feet.
Start eating them off the cliff.
Yeah, pulse wave.
You did have some tubs in the factory you could have yeeted them into.
That is true. Could have tubbed lava at them.
Yep.
Molten.
So, once again, thank you guys so much for joining. I am going to give you a spot here real quick, Tyler. Misrolled Adventures, they do a lot of podcast and YouTube stuff. What kind of things do you have in the works right now?
Well, right now we transition to online for the Great Gods War, which is our 6-person party, and they are going into some interesting moral quandaries that I was not expecting. But other than that, we're setting up streaming for our double time show, and then I have a few other ideas in the works for a possible test run of this. I don't know what to call it. It's like a weird tabletop RPG where I tried to turn a JRPG into a TTRPG.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot of like number reducing because they go into the thousands for their stuff, and it's gonna be interesting. But it takes place in a game that pretty much brought me and 3 of my closest friends together. So just turning it into a tabletop game for role playing services would be kind of fun,
Right.
just to try out.
That's how you learn. So, thank you for that. Twiz, I know you haven't been streaming too often lately, but you did just start doing something recently with Guild Wars. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central, I'm going to start doing hide and seek in Lion's Arch, and I'll do 4 or 5 rounds of it. First person that finds me will get a prize. And they'll also get the ability to join the hide and seek guild that I made for the big hide and seek that takes place in the whole map of Central Tyria for the complete improvised weapon skin set.
So, for anybody who is interested, Guild Wars 2 is a free-to-play MMORPG that a number of us like to play in our spare time. If you want to check it out, hang out and see what's going on, feel free. If you want some more information, I'm sure that we can get you some on Discord. So, there's also that. Twiz likes to do a lot of gaming, streaming, but has had real life stuff kind of get in the way at the moment.
Adulting.
Right. So, big thank you guys. Really do appreciate the fact that you guys have made this an extremely entertaining time. I'm glad you guys were willing to do this on stream. It looks like everybody had fun watching. You guys too. These will be up on YouTube. The first one is already up. So if you want to watch the previous episode, you can check it out on YouTube. This one should be up not this coming Sunday, but the following. Because of how my YouTube stuff works. So we'll see you there. I'm trying to see, because I can't right now, is there anybody we want to raid? I'm willing to take suggestions because
Lionhead Gaming is currently going.
I'd like to raid somebody a little bit smaller.
A little smaller? Gotcha.
Loxy says Lich, or no?
Yeah, it's still Lich streaming.
Is Lich on?
Yeah.
Why, yes, he is. Wonder how, he's doing the pre-show. Sweet. So, yeah, we'll go jump into Lich because they're doing the pre-show for Season 6 that's starting today on the Grouch Couch.
Nice.
I think so. So, let us go bug
Grouch
the
Couch.
Lich.
Go drop black holes on Lich.
All right, so a few things before we sign off here. Pre-show for Season 6. I want to say thank you to Sirenscape for the audio that we use. I want to say thank you to our viewers for sticking it out and having fun with us. I want to say thank you to Legendcraft for sponsoring us. If you haven't checked them out, visit legendcraft.ca. Custom gaming tables, and they're working on more peripherals. I just saw that they have a few projects in the works that I can't wait to show off to you guys. And yeah. Tomorrow's going to be Dragon's Discourse. I'm not quite sure the topic that I want to talk about tomorrow, so I will post something in Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram about what tomorrow's topic is. And we will see you guys a little bit later. Have a good night.
See ya.
Laters.
Oh.